Hello, everybody, and welcome to What's Left of Us. Hi, it has been a month, everybody. Yes, I will commit to doing a story recap and everything. Why is Jinx not showing up, is the question. She's here. I can see her. I can't see her on the screen now.
Too good of a rogue.
Maul is... You were just preempting for when Maul dies.
Oh no.
That's fine.
Wait, I thought we were like in a medieval world. You guys have computers?
Fantasy
It is
computers.
medieval.
You put the word fantasy in front of anything and you can just have it in D&D. That's how it works.
Well, it's probably me, actually. Hold on. Everybody, you're going to get a sneak peek into the inside of my OBS. Give me have a moment here.
Stand by, gamers.
So the problem with that is, of course, is that everyone only saw Jinx for that and only heard Jinx for that part because obviously it's a nested scene I have to go into. But there she is. She's here. Hello.
Yes.
That's awkward.
Welcome to What's Left of Us, the place that definitely doesn't have any technical difficulties anytime we ever turn on. Smile.
Woo! Consummate professionals here, gamers.
This is
God.
yes, welcome all. It has been an exciting month. We got partnered, which means we can now monetize everything. For those of you who choose to be members, we have a couple of emotes already. We're getting more as time goes on. Let's see here. What else was I going to say here? Wow, it's just super exciting stuff. We hit over 1,000 people. We monetized Tailspire. We are doing a Tailspire Steam code giveaway. We have 10 codes given to us by the Tailspire dev team, and that's the program we use to run our virtual tabletop. And we will be giving that away in a separate stream to be determined very soon, hopefully, probably within the next month or so. So stay tuned to all of our channels for that. And that'll be for the YouTube subs. So don't if you haven't subbed to our YouTube yet and you're watching this on Twitch, go over to the YouTube, hit the subscribe button. It's free, and then you'll be in the running. So we are playing a game of Basements and Big Lizards. We are it is a tabletop RPG. We are role playing. There's a fly. We're it's deep. We're deep in it here. I've even seen flies because we're in the swamp. We are role-playing, which means all of us at the table here have agreed to a certain level of what can happen in the game, and we have a bunch of safety tools here. If I happen to go overboard or one of us happens to do something that the others don't like, they can exit out and we can go back and redo some of the storyline, and we know where our lines are. But of course, you at home haven't been able to consent to that sort of thing. So if anything on the screen happens that you don't like, step away for a bit. It's pretty good, you know, mental health and all that stuff. You got to take care of you. Come back a little later on, and we should still be here. VODs for the episode are available immediately on our YouTube. They should also be immediately on our Twitch, but I haven't looked at our Twitch in a very long time because who cares about Twitch? I love that people are watching on Twitch. That's nice, but don't give your money to Twitch. It's bad. What else am I thinking here? Speaking of, we have memberships from our Ko-Fi page, so I will be sounding those off at the end of the stream when we have our couch talk where we talk about the episode. So immediately after the stream, we have about a little half-hour Q&A session with the audience, so hold your big questions for then. Any other questions you can ask our moderator, Sam, pronouns in my bio, in chat. You can ask them any pertaining questions that you need about the show specifically. Anything that's really big, you can hold until the end, but until then, otherwise. Sam, don't be afraid to use your thingy in chat to tell people what you do, because you are also a creator on your own right. I think I did everything, and I think it ended up flowing real well in the end there.
Well, goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
That's it. That's it. No,
We're calling it out.
we're gonna leave while I'm on top. Congratulations. We'll see you later. Mwah. I love you all.
For episode 21.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna activate the game sounds for you all to hear now, because we left at a bit of a cliffhanger last episode, folks, and I am not really sorry.
At least you admit
will
it.
be.
I'm a little sorry. Let me just double check here what I'm doing. Okay, good. That's what I thought. Perfect. So when last we left off, in fact, I'm going to head over to the map. Boop. Welcome to the battle. Folks, we are still in mid-peril. At the beginning of last episode, the party had, I recapped that the party had made it to the swamp town that they had been running towards for the last couple of episodes. And they made it just in time, and they realized it was indeed protected by the Fae, and they stayed there for about a week. They rested and leveled up and did a couple of small things. Sparks got horns. Everyone is level 5 is where everyone is at the moment. Officially this time. We got to level 5 at the end of the volcano arc, and everybody in the party had not had enough time to have some downtime, so this was the first downtime we had. We all leveled up officially. Bam, there we are. The people of the swamp town were relatively friendly while they were there, and during the downtime, Vernon followed his feelings and wandered into the swamp and found an ancient, dilapidated village that had long since sunk into the village, and learned a little bit more about himself and his origins. And then at the end of that week, they ended up talking to the village matriarch, and it turned out that she was a member of the Children of Arthropod as well. It turns out there are many sects of the children around Faerun, and some of them are more benevolent than others, and this one claims to be the root, the very first. And she talked about it, and in the middle of her talking about it, Vernon spouted off a very easy line. Oh, the children. Oh, what do you know about the children? Yeah, very innocently, not forgetting entirely, of course, that Emery was ready to murder anyone who even professed to know the children. And so Emery went outside with Vernon and had themselves a talk, wherein Vernon was found to be so unknowledgeable about the subject in general that he couldn't possibly have committed any particular kidnapping that Emery was aware of. And Emery was obviously, understandably, very frustrated that she had hit yet another dead end and had, in the process, yelled at a friend of hers and had stormed into the swamp alone, away from the protection of the village. Maldris and Vernon followed out of concern. And then after a little while, so too did Tim and Rathgurther, who had been busy swatting at the damnable flies and midges and all those other things that I had unilaterally decided that that Rathgurther would absolutely hate. And as it turned out, that's good, because Emery had found herself alone and talking to the Archfey Ulkavan himself. The Raptor Lord had found them and had been circling the village for some time trying to find a way in. And while he wasn't hunting Emery did give him an opportunity. He offered a chance to spar. He offered a chance to give up Maldris so that the rest of them would be safe. And then Maldris failed a pivotal stealth check, and Ulkavan found them. And so followed several rounds of them not fighting the Fey Lord per se, but rolling stealth checks, diving into the murky guck of the swamp to escape, And then as they reached the very tail end, Tim finally rolled the roll that was needed for Rathgurther and Tim to show up on the board. And that's when shit really went south. Emery took a big hit, lost control, activated the big suck. Maldris took a hit so hard that they are now face down and rolling death saves in the swamp water. Vernon, believing that everyone was ready to go and we had all said run, having not been able to make their perception checks about what's happening further down, decided that he was going to continue with the plan, and he has left the board. So in a round or two, I will let you, Vernon, figure out that no one is coming out of that swamp, and then we'll allow you to come back in. However, this round starts. Right, if you so choose, of course, you could just leave. Who knows?
Yeah, you can leave the party to die. It's fine.
If it sucks, hit the bricks.
All right. All right. Is there anything else anyone needs to know? I have been role-playing Rathgurther as being her usual bombastic self, and very upset at the insects in the swamp. But that's about it.
I think that fits.
Mm-hmm.
Were you, and just for my own, I'm not, I realized I wasn't here, but I assume she's trying to hide the fact that she's secretly a little afraid of the insects?
Oh, I had no idea. No, but
it's a very
she's
Rathgurther thing to be like this big bombastic character who's afraid of something embarrassing. And
well, so far it was just mosquitoes and midges, but I imagine if we find any bigger insects, that's absolutely the issue.
Just going for like a Goku afraid of needles type of situation.
Oh, I got you. Okay. No, so far I have just been I have not delved into it beyond you yelling very angrily at the mosquitoes wildlife. Because you also refused to wear the ointment that kept the mosquitoes and that off of you until you decided to dive in here.
So you do understand my character then, good.
Yeah, because the ointment was made of piss. And
Not made
then
of
maybe
piss,
you don't.
it smells like that.
no, I know you. I know you would like to wear that ointment. Whoever. Right. Right. So it is the Raptor Lord's turn. He is currently deeply engaged in combat with a very angry Emery who literally ninja ran up the side of this tree and has slashed at him while midair and is now balancing on a couple of mangrove branches while he's flying above her. He is going to take, having downed his target for the time being, he is going to take a couple of slashes at Emery with his spear that he holds in his other set of hands.
Good.
He's going to take 2 slashes at you.
Roll low, motherfucker. I'm so fucking ornery. You can't even touch me.
That is
Both
plus,
of those touch me. Shit.
Yeah, those are both +8. So yes,
I would
absolutely.
like to point out that I have 9 HP.
Uh-huh.
So this is
Better than Madras.
Right. You are going to be doing this plus 2 to 4. You realize there's a poison coated on the blade of this of this spear.
good.
You take a grand total of 20 damage.
Yeah, I'm quote unquote down, but there's some bullshit involved with that.
Yes, you are getting completely engulfed by this thing in your chest.
Oh, speaking
Maldris.
of, actually.
No.
You can roll me a death saving throw if you would.
That's a d20, right?
Yep.
I have new dice. Where is the death save? Is it just roll a d20? Is there something I have to add to it, or?
If you're using
never-
D&D Beyond, you can just go to your hit points. If you're at 0, it should give you the option to roll a death save.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is just a
Roll a
d20.
d20. Okay. Oh, that's an 18.
Yay!
That's good. That is a success.
It was almost a 5. I will mark down my success. I thought it was going to be a 5. Okay.
Uh-huh. Okay. I'm gonna also need you to make me a Constitution saving throw. Oh wait, no. What's your Constitution score at? The score itself.
My constitution?
Yeah.
is 16.
Okay, so that's a +3, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you have 3 rounds before you start drowning.
Oh, good.
I hate
I
this
am-
game.
I am sorry.
I'm so afraid.
Okay, where am I at now? The next one up is Vernon. I'm going to say for at least this round, I'm not even going to let you roll to figure stuff out because you literally just left. So for this round, you are in the swamp going, ah, man, that worked out well.
Wow, that was a close call, huh, gang?
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 Okay, guys.
We'll catch up.
All right, Emery.
Yep.
You do not have a choice. Olkavan is the only one close by, so you have to hit him with everything you've got. You are essentially dead, or unconscious, rather, so why don't you make me a wisdom saving throw?
Okie dokie. Plus wisdom is 12.
12. Okay, good. You want to be failing these for right now. Every round that you fail right now, because you are more or less uncontrollable, every strike you do will count as a critical hit.
Okay, cool.
Go for it. You are under the effects of the black heart. You go for it.
I'm just in fuck up mode. Okay,
Yeah.
so I just fighter bullshit. I'm trying to figure out how many attacks I can do in one turn. So
You go for it.
You can attack twice whenever you take the attack action on your turn.
Right?
So that's an attack with my main hand, an attack with my offhand, and then another attack with my main hand.
Yeah, so your attack actions are always with your main hand. Bonus actions are
Okay.
with your offhand.
Okay, but I'm also hasted.
You are also hasted, so you have 2 actions specifically. So that's
Okay.
4 attacks with your main hand and 1 attack with your offhand still. It's 5.
Okay, so 5 total hits on this motherfucker. Let's fucking see how well this goes. First one is a 21.
That hits.
I'm just gonna roll to hit for all these first.
Yup.
16.
Does not hit.
Okay, so I got 1. 18.
Just hits.
Yes! Okay, and then 21 again.
That hits.
Oh, yeah, that's not gonna do it. That's a 10.
Nope, pretty not.
That's 3, though. That's
That's
3,
three.
though.
Yeah.
I see someone in the chat. I already used my action surge on the last one. And
Yep.
then... Okay, so then... gonna roll all that damage. So I get 3. So that is 9 plus
Ugh.
7 plus 10. So that is 26 total?
26. Did you crit those?
I did not. So that
You need
needs
to.
be doubled.
You can double that if you like. Yeah, so that's 54.
Yes.
Yeah. 54 damage. He only had 19 on him before, so now he's got 16, 73.
Big whacks.
I mean, Archfey only have like 60 hit points, right?
Yeah.
Right?
They're you know, they're pretty scrawny. They're like the wizards of the
Yeah.
of the enemies. They have like no
Right.
HP.
That's what I've heard.
Right. Yeah, so you just start like all semblance of Emery's mental prowess is just gone. She's like an animal almost right now. She's just slicing
fucking
at this guy
screaming.
and jumping around and laying into him, and he's like trying to be coy at first, and then he's... Is this gonna work? Of course not. Dislike. I
Cool
had
voice
practiced
changer's not
all this
working,
stuff.
gang?
My cool voice changer isn't working, and I will have it. There we go. 1 second.
You've come to face the mighty raptor. Stop! Wait! No! No! No!
And like he's just on the back foot, freaking immediately. You've already done more damage to him than probably he has taken in several hundred years, and so he's just not having a good time. Tim, it is your turn.
Okay. So first, I am going to use my bonus action, right? That's how I tell Sparks what to do.
That's
To
right.
tell Sparks to pull Mal out of the water. Is that something that he can do on his turn
His turn is
Like-
immediately after yours, so it might as well be the same turn. Where is Sparks?
Yeah, because then I guess like I would hold my action to heal them.
Oh, there he is.
He's down in the water.
Yeah. Yeah, if you
so
want to, you can
if
just
he
hold it
can
there.
pull them even like just to the edge of the swamp, I would love to.
Mm. What's his usual movement? Should be something like 30 or 40 or something like that.
40.
40, then he can move 20 while carrying Maldris. So let's see this here.
Oh yeah.
Into the Maldris is officially out of the water at least.
Whew, not gonna drown.
Yeah.
Not
So
gonna drown.
Yay.
I will move over next to them and my only other second level spell slot, a second level cure wounds.
Yes!
There you go.
That is not a ton. 14 points of hit points.
14
For
points of hit points.
That's quite a
Beautiful.
ton.
Better-
That's
Better
So
than
mid
zero.
battle.
that's, yeah, I guess that is not bad. So Tim is like immediately rushing over and she has this like giant, if anybody like is looking at her and watching her, you're like, I don't know how she fit a huge like 30 by 30 quilt in this tiny little bag of hers, but she pulls out this giant quilt and just starts like wrapping you up, so you're like a little burrito, just snug as a bug in a giant quilt, and so you start to feel all better, and that's it. That's my turn.
Boo-boo blanket.
It's the boo boo blanket.
Yep.
I love it. Okay, so that's your turn. That's Sparks' turn. We get finally.
Come again.
Oh my God! Hi.
Hi. Did everybody else just disconnect for a second?
Nope.
Nope.
That was just
I
you.
Y'all
Hi.
just like I lost everyone except Jinx for like 2 seconds.
Ironically.
It just said not visible on my end, so
Mhm. I think
Okay.
it was my internet, probably.
It is finally time for the lady, the myth, the legend, Rathgirther.
Let's go.
You are seeing
Floating
something. Yeah.
in the air.
Emery is basically jumping from mangrove branch to mangrove branch, slashing at this creature. But yes, he is flying. He's this giant, like 7 foot tall, winged, four-armed owl man.
That limits my options considerably.
Mm-hmm.
I'm.
He is a
going
little
to-
bit hot. I have
Don't-
people have been depicting him as hot, so I don't.
No!
Mhm.
Stop!
Hot in what way? This is important to my move.
It's you know I don't know if you know online there's this group of people called monster fuckers, and I have been told that that this particular monster would be right up there with like Mothman.
Okay.
Yeah.
So kind of like a gross hot, like a scrungly guy.
A little. Well, he's got like majestic feathers, and he's got a butt, like a nice butt, you know, on him.
All right.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
toned, juicy. What are we talking?
Like
This
like
is important
Mothman
to me.
statue, you know that Mothman statue that they made, that ass. Yeah.
Okay.
Ass.
Yeah.
Then Breathgirther, of course, rushes in. Let me see my movement. It's been a while. 30 feet.
30 feet.
I do forget how to move on Tailspire. That's fine. That's the Twitch window, not Tailspire.
Really fine. There you are.
Uh,
I got you. Wherever you would like to move.
let's say I just want to get in speaking range.
Oh, you are definitely in speaking range as it is, but you can get
Okay.
it to the reeds here, for instance, if you'd like.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll get in the reeds.
Perfect.
Get in the reeds. Rutherford, come on, bitch.
Let's go, girl.
Affectionate. Parentheses affectionate.
Right.
Not derogatory. And I'm going to cast Vicious Mockery on the Owl Man.
Oh, dope. What's the range on that vicious mockery? It should be 60 or something like that?
It is 60 feet.
Beautiful. Yes, he's only 30 feet in the air above you right now, 38 feet, so you can definitely hit him. What's he got to roll?
He has to roll a Wisdom saving throw.
Oh.
How
Yeah,
wise is this owl man?
he's kind of wise. What's your... he rolls a 17 base. He's got
He
a
beats it.
+4, so yeah.
Yeah. All right then. Well, the insult was going to be, you think that dump truck ass is going to protect you?
Emery might take damage from that, but she's not exactly cognizant right now.
No, I wasn't. I was directing it at the owl.
No,
man.
I know, but the concept of having to think about the owl man's ass will do psychic damage.
I honestly, I think the Raptor Lord just kind of gazes down at you, kind of nonchalantly, and winks. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Awaken anything in me?
Right. Rathgirther leaves the swamp a bit of a furry.
Would it be a feathery? Because he's an owl man.
I suppose. Listen, are there delineations? I don't know. I'm so sorry, furries. I love you all.
I feel
Well,
like this
most
has
of
been
you.
a long-running question.
Yeah. Is there anything else you'd like to do, Rathgirther?
That'll be it for now. Unless I can confer bardic inspiration on someone who has no conscious will.
I mean, you can, absolutely. I don't know how she'd use it, but we could see if you need to give it to her and see what happens.
All right, I'm going to give bardic inspiration to Maldris.
To Maldris? Nice.
You can beat him. His cum gutters don't make him invincible.
Right? Oh, did you mean
that was up
Emery?
now.
Yeah. Did you mean Emery rather than Maldris?
Yes, sorry.
Yes,
Sorry.
gotcha. Perfectly fine. Yes, absolutely. I don't know if that rings through your brain at all, Emery, but we'll get to that point.
Emery, just in the far back reaches of her own mind, just goes, "What the fuck?"
I need to survive this battle so I can kill Rathgirther later.
Yeah, no, I still owe Rathgirther a slap from like 3 episodes ago, but I haven't done it because you weren't here. So.
So it's Olkavan's turn. If I recall, Emery, did you not kind of wrangle him on your very first turn that you went?
I'm kind of imagining she's like doing a combination of stabbing him and just trying to just be in his business as much as physically possible to keep him focused on her and not on the rest of the group. At least that's what I was doing. I don't know if I would assume that's kind of what I am still doing. I'm imagining like I got one sword in one of his wings and I'm just like biting him.
I just needed to see if he would be able to break away if he wants to. Yes, he is going to attempt to break away. He is going to disengage as a bonus action because he is a rogue, primarily. And he is going to fly, let's say 20 feet this way. And then he is going to attempt to shoot you twice because now he is upset at you.
I can't imagine why.
I think
Oh
you
my
chose
God.
the wrong target.
Does a 16 hit you?
Yes, my AC is 14 right now.
Then they both hit you, 2d6 for each shot, and then, I mean, it doesn't really matter at the moment because of that, and he's got, well, his hunter's mark isn't on you, pardon me, so he's only got 46 on this one. You technically take 16 damage, but like I said, you don't, like, it goes into the soul hole, like, you're not, you just slurp it immediately.
Yeah, we're gonna have to deal with that later.
Yep. Maldris.
No.
You see the fight above you. It is going interestingly.
You're wrapped up in a blanket real tight, but mechanically, all of your limbs are free, so you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I'm gonna like bring out my arms for a second to like chuck my daggers at him and then put them back in.
Time to throw
My
cutlery.
snuggly blanket.
Yeah.
Right?
It's actually a snuggie, so you have like the blankets just like around your arms. There are arm holes in the cure wounds snuggie.
Okay. Do I have... I wouldn't have sneak attack, but he is within range of Emery. So would
Yeah.
that be sneak attack?
No, unfortunately, you'd have to sacrifice your bonus action throw to give yourself advantage if you want sneak attack. It would give you
No,
one attack.
I will just chuck both my daggers.
Okay. Both your daggers. Go ahead and give me some rolls.
Well, the first one is a 17 plus 7.
That hits. Mm-hmm.
That's my the murder knife of returning.
Yeah.
Thanks to... Who was it?
Tim.
Somebody.
That's one of
No. Who named it?
Oh.
Named by Shadow Faith.
There you
the
go.
Murder Knife of Returning because of the fan art that they did.
Amazing.
That's
So that
cute.
is now what it's called. And for the second roll is a 15 plus 6.
That also hits.
Get fucked.
You may roll your damage.
Get fucked.
Okay. So the first one is going to be 4. And the second one is... Oh, hold on. I didn't roll that properly. 3 plus 4. So 7. So 4 and 7. So
4 and 7.
11 damage.
11 damage. Could you also roll me 2d6?
You can. That's a 5 and a 6.
5 and a 6. That is another 11 damage.
Get his ass.
You as you throw your knives at him, this is kind of like the first real damage you've done to him. Sort of,
Huh?
right? The mark on the back of your neck lights up as you throw it at him, and you realize that actually, why don't you give me a history check? This might be a little bit out of your character's wheelhouse. I'm not exactly sure. It's not gonna be hard, it's just-
history...
Yeah.
A 10.
Just a 10? Okay. There is something in the back of your mind about how hunting contracts work in the Feywild. They kind of work both ways. It's sort of like a duel. So you have some information there. However you want to work with that.
I don't know what to do with this information.
Vernon.
Wait.
You can now realize that no one is there with you. Why don't you make me a just roll me a dice and tell me what you get. D20. Tell me what you get.
You got it.
'Cause it's very easy for you to figure out that no one is coming with you. It's up to how quickly you come back.
I got
Should
a
you
13.
want to? You got a 13?
Mhm.
Okay. Now the question is, did you want to come back?
I think that right now he's pretty conflicted, but not that conflicted. So yes, he's going to run back.
He's gonna run back. Okay. You
He's
take
gonna
your
be like, They would have
turn.
been here by now.
Yeah, you take your turn to run back. Where is he? There he is.
He's in the sea.
In the soup.
Vernon rises from the ocean.
Again.
I'll put you where you basically came off of the board. I think you were a little bit more over here. So you're gonna end up right here, and when we that'll be your whole turn. You getting back on the board.
Yay.
Let's see here. Emery, maybe another wisdom saving throw, s'il vous please.
Oh yeah. That's a 9.
A 9? Well, you
9.
failed again, which is good. All your attacks will do critical damage. Now, the question is, who will you be attacking? Because you're 37 from Rathgirther, you're 34 from Tim.
I would like to point out that I have been thoroughly focused on this apparently caked up Birdman.
30. Well, as it turns out, the caked up Birdman is actually the closest right now. So you don't have to make a roll with that. You're
I'm
going
gonna
to make a
slice that
couple
cake.
more jumps.
Who could look
yeah.
away, am I right?
Who could look away? Right. Now, you do have Bardic Inspiration. Whoops, pardon me. However, the same thing that lets you roll with automatic criticals denies you the use of something like Bardic Inspiration. So you still have it, you just can't use it. So at the
Fine.
moment, you are just leaping from tree to tree and leaping at him again while you slice at him. So go ahead and make your attacks as per usual.
Doing some pissed off Naruto shit. All right, 5. Let's count them, gang. Number 1. That's not gonna do it. That's 13. That is 26.
That'll do it.
22.
That'll do it.
15
15 does not.
and 19.
19 does it. 3.
Yes, let's go. 3 more. First one is an 8. Second one is, oh, come on, it's a 5. third one is a 6. So total that together 14 plus 5 is 19 times 2 for the crit.
Okay.
Times 2 is 38.
That's your total damage?
Yup.
Okay. He's starting to look ruffled, very ruffled.
Oh.
You're seeing like some fayish blood leaking from him now. It's like dark and sparkly.
Ooh, it's the blood of a killer.
It's the blood. Of a killer. Yeah, absolutely. I think at the end of his turn, he's finally gonna think it's serious and he'll start using some bonus or some legendary actions. So he's gonna take a swipe at you.
Good fucking luck, bro. I'm invincible until this shit wears off.
Oh fuck! He only rolled 14.
Get fucked, Owlboy.
Tim, it's your turn, my friend.
Yeah, I don't know that there's a ton that Tim can do because catapult is 60 feet and he is more than 60 feet away.
This is why trebuchet is a superior siege weapon.
I'll keep that in mind. Next time I siege a castle. So I
Gonna make a
think what I'm
trebuchet for that dog.
Yeah, you won't make it to a castle if you're bringing catapults, but okay.
Right.
So I think what I'm gonna do is this might be a bit much. This might be some shenanigans, but so Emery is like jumping around treetops, right?
Yep.
If I cast Featherfall on her, could I like give her, could it be like a pixie dust type situation that gives her like a little boost so she can like hop on the wind to maybe try and stay up there to hit him better?
She would fall slower. I would say I would give her a little bit of a bonus to her hits if you want to land this.
I would love to do that.
Sure.
It is 60 feet, so I might have to scooch forward a little bit to be able to get it to her. Yeah, just like 5 or 10 feet forward, and then I'll move back after I cast it.
Okay, yep. That's easy enough. We don't have to move your model. You'll just say you move back and forth.
Yeah. So after she makes sure that Maldris is good, and she's like, stay in the blanket. Don't throw, you can throw the dagger that comes back, but not both of them, because that's too much moving. You need to stay still. And she's gonna run up and just like pull a little pinch of dust out and just blow it up into the wind to go give Emery a little boost.
Right.
Let's go.
All right. What is Sparks doing? If you don't give him a thing, I think he just goes into defensive mode, right?
Yeah, I think he's just gonna, just guard dog Mal.
Excellent. Rathgrither, it is your turn once again.
Why they gotta be flying?
Right?
That's
much
the
more
problem.
difficult.
Fucking ninja shit.
Did we never give you like a bow or something?
Probably should have taken one on character building, but my ranged options are rather limited.
Wish I'd even give you some javelins or something. That'd be really cool.
Just throwing some
You know what?
spears. You...
Could Rathgirther just like get close and try like literally throwing her sword?
Yeah, if you'd like to. Yeah.
That's some extremely Rathgirther shit, right? Like
It is. Oh, absolutely.
Yeet!
I'm assuming this is difficult terrain, this area here?
Yeah, it is, but you can definitely get close enough. I think if you're about here-ish, which is the extent of your movement, yeah, we'll call that good.
I
Poor Rathgrither.
seem to move.
Nearly crushed Mal.
There you go.
So what am I rolling
that's good.
to do this? What am I?
So it's still a strength roll. So basically, it's the same as you would normally use for your attack anyway.
Okay.
So you can just roll your attack. You're proficient enough with your longsword that even chucking it is relatively easy for
That
you.
one, baby.
No! You chuck your sword and
it's
it's
back, and she has this dramatic pose, and she throws it, and it just like fucking spirals in the air,
lands
completely.
somewhere in the swamp. You hear a plunk in the distance. Yeah.
Fuck.
Wow, that looks so cool.
This is why I should have brought an extra sword.
Now it's got the swamp ooze all over it.
Mal's just gonna like stare at her and like judgingly.
God,
Like
but
that's
it
not how
could've
you
been cool if
throw
it worked.
weapons.
And
Uh-huh.
Man,
That'll be my extremely useful turn.
that was so good.
Sometimes this game is good. I know what to tell you.
Sometimes this game is
Listen,
great.
Here's the thing. When we all survive this and we're telling stories of this fight later, you could probably just convince Emery that it worked, and that's your one win.
I think I could convince everyone but Emery that worked.
Right.
I could convince the people who were there and saw it, but not Emery.
Well, Coven is not happy, and he is going to start just kind of he's going to activate his a locket that Emery can now see is on him because she's close enough. Nice cattail, nice. And he's going to basically living tree this. The mangroves are going to start to reach up and begin entangling Emery. So Emery, you're going to have to make me a strength saving throw. You did it with advantage.
Oh boy. 18. Well,
Yeah.
we'll try to roll a little higher. Yeah, 18.
18 is fine. 18 is way more than you needed to break free of these. The trees start to rise up and envelop you, and you just go, "Rah!" Just like mulch them like an insane gardener.
Let's go.
Just yeah. No topiary, just straight to mulching the things. And that unfortunately was his whole turn. Maldris. He hasn't moved, so he's still within your range. You can do the same thing again if you'd like.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Do I roll the same dice? Probably. Or not, because I don't know what I did with them. My two hits are well, I rolled them at the same time. One of them's a 20 and one of them's a 7. A natural 20.
A nat 20 is very good. What's a 7 plus?
Oh, it's 7 plus 7, so it's 14.
14 is not quite enough, unfortunately, but the 20 is good.
Yeah.
And you know what? He's currently engaged, so you actually get your sneak attack for that, which means you double all that damage. Plus, you get
specify which dagger I was throwing for what d20 though.
we can say it's your primary. I'm not that stingy. Don't you worry.
Okay. I realized
also,
belatedly when I saw the 20, I was like, oh, I didn't
Yeah.
say which one I was rolling for.
yeah. Why don't you roll your damage?
Okay. So that is a 3 plus 4.
3 plus 4.
Yeah, so 3. I'm doubling the 3, so that's 10.
Okay, it's 10, and then your sneak attack damage gets doubled as well. At the
What was
10
my
right
sneak
now.
attack? I can't remember.
It
Sneak
should
attack
be
3d6?
3d6 right now. Yep. Rogues, man. It's only going to get more insane from there. It
Jesus.
really is. It gets way more dice.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I did a 1, 2, and a 3.
Wild.
so...
Sorry, not insane. Wow. Rough.
So that's a 6. And
A
you said
6
that
in
was
total?
Doubled, so
It was doubled to 12. Okay.
So 22 damage in total, I believe.
Yeah.
If my math
You have
not-
all done 158 damage to this thing in total right now, so that's pretty good.
Jesus.
Yep. Actually, it's going to
So we
take
killed it, right?
one of its legendary resistances to have some of that damage. So I'm going to bring it back down to 48. There we go. All right, it is Vernon's turn. Vernon, you are now free and able. You see your friends desperately fighting. You see, at the very least, you very easily see Emery, who has completely lost her ability to gather herself. And she is fighting this creature who, while does indeed look ruffled, also looks like he's still very not good, very, very dangerous still. And Emery, despite being a whirling dervish of blades, you can see blood just leaking freely from her. She's in a very bad way.
Not good.
Nah.
Okay, so let me see what I can do here. So he is way far away from me. I think I can't actually tell because the measurement is kind of weird.
Yep. Sorry. And let's see here. Let me make sure of that for you. Where are you? There you are.
I am in the bushes.
I see you. Yes, he is 96 feet from you, so you can close that gap to 66 feet with your movement because you are not in any sort of difficult terrain right now. You're actually rather in the open. So you can move 30 feet, for instance, and you could close that gap, no problem. You can move to about there. That's 30 feet, and then if you'd like, you can try some other things.
Yeah, no, I think I will. I think I will do that. I think I will move over here, about 30-ish feet. I hope I dropped that in the right place.
That's about right. Yeah.
Yeah. And
that'll
so
do.
what he's going to do now is
you're within 60 feet actually. You're within let me see here. It matters to the base actually. I should be doing it that way. I apologize. It's 52. Yeah.
Okay, because I did some new stuff while I was away.
Yeah.
And I don't have it doesn't look like I've quite got that. But I think what I will do is I'm going to use my Great Pincer, which I think was the Chill Touch or something like that. I renamed it. And so I'm just going to shoot out my little crab claw at him to try to grab him. Gonna grab him actually.
So what are you casting, my friend?
What's that?
What are you casting?
I think it's Chill Touch. It's
okay.
Let me just do that really quick. Oh, that's a 19 all day to hit.
Well, 19 hits. Do they have to? He has to roll for something, right? Well, for Chill Touch, he's got to make a strength saving throw or a Constitution saving throw or something like that.
Let's see. It says if he's undead, then he would have a disadvantage on next attack rolls against me until the end of my turn.
Okay. No, it's rolled to hit. It's rolled to hit.
Yeah, I don't see anything else. Oh, it can't regain hit points until the start of my next turn either.
That's pretty good.
And the hand will cling to its target. So, boop. That is
Claw.
4 damage.
All right, the claw.
On 2d8s.
Not hands, claw.
Yeah,
Claw.
it's true.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So you got him.
And I just pinched that owl man booty, I guess.
Yes, I was gonna say.
A little
Yeah.
tiny pinch for that
It's a
booty.
crab pincer. What else are we
Listen,
gonna do
he's
with
trying
it,
to
you know?
kill us, guys.
That
Yeah.
Just
doesn't
trying to distract him. If he gets thrown off his game, maybe Emery can cut his head off.
That's right. And sorry, how much damage was that again?
4 damage.
4 damage. Okay,
Not
that's
a
fine.
lot, but
Yeah, not much.
It's okay. All right, that's perfectly fine. It is Emery's turn. Emery, go ahead and make your wisdom saving throw, please.
yup. 2.
Okay, this is the third time in a row you have failed it, so you are still going to be able to do the things you're going to do. However, this time, your soul hole will be mostly taking over. You are going to, instead of making your attacks, the big suck is activated for realsies, and he is going to have to make a save to save it. So what I know, right? Can you roll me the damage you would do if all 5 of your attacks hit?
All 5? Yeah, sure. That is 9 plus 8 plus 7. Here, I gotta write this down.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna go away in the
Right.
D&D Beyond
Yeah.
history. 10
Damn.
And damn these digital dice, that's another 10.
Woo!
I didn't roll anything
Okay.
below a 4 there. One
Okay.
sec. So that is 9 plus 8 plus 7 plus 20. 44 before, I mean, are we counting that as a crit?
No, we're not counting this as a crit for this one.
Okay. Then 44
So just 44?
total.
Okay. That's what I wanted to know. He's going to have to make a strength saving throw to avoid taking that damage. Because he's starting to get sucked. It's unfortunate. He's like, oh no.
It took him this long.
Oh no, that's not good. He is going to use his last legendary resistance to just nix it. That's it though. He's got no more. And unfortunately, that's your turn.
Okay. I'll be right back.
Gotcha. Tim, you're seeing that the magic around your friend is starting to get very uncontrollable. She wasn't even able to swing this particular round.
If I cast... Oh, wait, no, heroism is touch. I can't even do that then. Shit. What do I do? I would like to... You know what? I have forgotten this until now, but I have 2 attacks because I'm level 5. I
Yeah.
would like to shoot my crossbow twice at the big boy because I can't do anything to help my friend until she's back on the ground because I am very small.
That's true.
I
Go ahead and
can't
roll
reach
your
that
attacks, my
high.
friend.
Okay. Oh no. Okay. That's an 11
Okay.
and an 18.
And 18 hits. Just hits.
Six points of piercing damage from a tiny little crossbow. However that's pronounced. Crushbow.
Hirschberg.
You're sure my crushbow.
It's a curse bear. Wonderful. Okay, 6 damage.
And then I say, Emery, you're too high up. Come back down so we can help you. If you're still in there.
Emery, you're blazing it too hard. You have to come down.
I'm not still mad at you. I promise.
Oh,
And that's it.
Emery, are you still there? Yeah.
Basically.
And Sparks
and yes,
reverts to
Yep. Dog mode. Dog mode.
Dark God mode. It's so good. Wrathgirther, you are in a mucky swamp with no weapons and a little bit of magic. You can, of course, like fumble for a rock or a stick or something if you want to just start chucking more stuff. There's a couple of options open to you. You could also start climbing a tree if you feel like it. That was Wrathgirther, sorry.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I guess I'll try climbing a tree.
Yeah, if you'd like to. That's an easy athletics check, no problem. Mangroves are very easy to climb, I hear.
5.
A 5 in total? Oof.
Mhm.
I think you start trying to climb a root and you immediately slip off and bump your head real quick. And that'll be the extent of your movement anyway. You still have your action, your bonus action, if you'd like.
I guess I don't know, another bardic inspiration.
Sure, 2.
It's you've got this, because if you don't, none of us do.
Good call. It's a double bardic. I'm gonna bank up these bardics because I want to. Right. That's that. Then it's Okavan's turn. Okavan is officially essentially locked in place. He resisted getting sucked, but he's gonna have to make an athletics check to get away now. Come on, buddy. 15? Okay, yes, he can move freely if he wants.
Can I contest that?
If you want to beat a 17, you gotta beat a 17. And you would get
that's
advantage.
A 19 with no modifiers.
Oh, never mind.
And my strength saving throw is a +6.
Okay,
So-
never mind. He ain't going nowhere. Okay, all right.
I got him right where I want him.
Okay, then he uses action to try and break away, so I guess he's going to use a legendary action to poke at you again. Because why not? I think that's not going to happen. No. Okay, well, listen. He's trying his damnedest now. He's fighting for his life now. Maldrus.
Yes.
Things are happening. The bird boy doesn't look great. He's desperately trying to not get shoved into your friend's chest cavity.
Yeah, I think there's not a whole lot I can do right now, but just chucking my daggers at him.
I mean, if you want to, you can also make a called shot. Like if you want to hit his wings or his head or something.
Oh.
It'll mean
You know
you
what?
suffer a little bit on your accuracy, but you can do that.
Yeah, I think I want to go for his wings. Get
Go
him
for
down
it.
on the ground with us.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to do the murder knife of returning.
Sure.
I'm specifying this time. That's a 3, so that does not work.
Oof.
And then my regular dagger is a 14 plus 6.
That
So
hits.
that's a dirty 20.
That hits. Yeah, even with the negatives, that hits.
The damage is a 6.
Is a 6? Okay. I'm gonna say that's enough to disrupt him. He already used his action as a check to make sure he could save from the soul hole and failed. So he's not gonna have anything else, and he uses legendary action already. So both of them are gonna fall to the ground. Slowly though, because there is still Featherfall.
Yes, go
Featherfall on
Zoe!
me. There's not Featherfall on him.
Yeah, but you're both kind of connected right now. Can't really escape each other.
You grappled him very well.
Yeah, you're like a balloon, slowly,
Right.
gently drifting him down.
So you'd be kind of over here a little more. Give me a second.
Flip this bird man.
There we go. All right, Vernon. They are on the ground now. You can see that Emery is you're actually you and Rathgurther. Now that Emery's on the ground, you and Rathgurther both see that bits of Emery are starting to flake off and get subsumed into the hole itself as well. The more this goes on, the more your friend is going to basically eat herself. You think?
Okay, that's not great. I think that what I'm going to do then is I'm going to get about 30 feet closer.
Yeah, you're
If
very
I
close.
can pick myself up. I don't actually. I didn't measure.
There you are.
30 feet.
30 feet.
And I'm going to. Would healing word do anything here? Would that?
I mean, it
help
would.
Emery?
You could heal Emery. You could. It's just at the moment.
I know,
She.
break her out of her
Yeah.
ring.
No, not necessarily. Well, who knows?
Well,
I mean, the thing that activates the soul hole is me dropping below half, and my max is 33.
Yeah, so you're not going to do that with that. You could try to separate the two of them. That might work, but it's her turn next.
yeah, I think I am going to try to separate them. So I'm going to use another spell. Actually, I might not have enough
Just please
distance
don't
yet.
put yourself in my line of sight. I can't guarantee.
Hang on 1 second, un momento, por favor.
It's not a bad time. He's
how
used up his
close
only
am I?
legendary, and you're 20 feet.
I still don't
Well-
have quite enough.
Are you sure?
Still don't have
is
quite
it?
enough for what I.
Alternatively, If
for
we
what I
just
need to do.
kill the Archfey, that solves a lot of problems.
It's true.
Does it, or does it create more?
Yeah.
We don't know.
Because in order to do what I need to do,
oh,
I
yeah.
gotta be within 15
feet.
feet, and I'm just a little bit shy. So what I'm gonna do
Sure.
actually is I'm going to use protection from good and evil, or evil and good,
Oh, nice.
on Emery.
That's cool.
Wait, that's a
That's-
touch thing. Never mind. I can't do that.
Can't do that either. Yeah.
Damn. What do I have?
Not
I mean, you
yet.
could.
Soon they'll be on the ground.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
could
on the
dash.
ground.
You could dash a little bit. Should you want to?
I think maybe I will do that actually. I think I'm gonna dash and get a little bit closer.
Because that's an action,
Yeah.
and
4, 5.
yeah,
6.
that's an action as well. Okay.
Bam.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And I don't think I have anything else, so I guess that's all I can do.
Let's see here. You don't have any bonus actions? Give me a second.
Where would I find that?
You could look under literal bonus
Now that we're
actions.
20 episodes in.
Yeah.
Underwear under bonus action?
Yeah.
You said
Mm.
underwear.
Jeez Louise.
Right.
Oh wait, no, I do have bonus actions. Yeah, I'm gonna use Bardic Inspiration on Rathgurther. I'm gonna be like, Rathgurther, you got this.
Thanks. My
I don't-
confidence was flagging a little bit.
A little pep talk in the swamp.
Okay, Emery, make yourself a Wisdom saving throw.
Yerp. 8.
8. Okay. You're gonna slurp again. Roll your damage.
Like, same as I did last time?
Yep.
Okie dokie. That is a 10. God damn, it's a D6 and I'm rolling 6s like crazy. 6. That's 2. I need number 3 is also a 6. That's a 10. God damn. Number 4 is a 7. And number 5, big whammies, is a 9.
9.
Let me reopen my calculator. I can
Vernon's
do
gonna
basic
die.
addition. 10 plus 6 plus 10 plus 7 plus 9. 42.
The meaning of life, my friends. All right, he has rolled a 22. It's 18 plus 4, yeah. No, wait, he only had plus 2 for his strength. He rolled a 20. If you want to beat that with your athletics roll to try and...
Contest it?
Yeah, you have advantage
Okay.
because it's mostly the soul hole doing the work, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay, you said I can't use Bardic Inspiration right now, right?
Not unless you break out of your torpor here.
I did just roll a... Well, you said I have advantage, because the first one was a nat 1.
Uh-huh.
The second one's a 3. I'm not...
A 3. No, he this time he plants his big clawed foot firmly on your chest and pushes you about 10 feet back.
Bitch.
Rude.
Tam.
Mm-hmm.
Your
How's
friend
he looking?
is getting worse. He is looking rough. I wouldn't say he's looking close to death, but he is looking rough.
But Emery is like very obviously
She's falling apart. You can see
falling
it.
apart.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got to try and break her out of this at some point.
Yeah, how
Now,
close
here's
am I?
an interesting thing. I was banking up those Bardic Inspirations of Rathgurthers because Emery can't use it, but you guys can. If you want to try and break her out of it more, you and Rathgurther, especially because you've been trying, you and Rathgurther can use those bonus dice.
So like mechanically what
You're making a
Would-
persuasion check or
Persuasion.
or something of the sort, whatever you think would be the most useful in the situation.
if I cast a spell to help, could I get advantage on that persuasion check?
Depends on the spell.
heroism. Oh, I know I can't get close enough. Never
You
mind.
you gotta touch her for that. Yeah.
Well, I will move up. So let's see, 10 feet there. Oh, no, stop it. Stop it. 10 feet there. 15 feet there. Whoop. Yeah, so I'm like peeking out from behind this tree, and I'm going to, I guess, just, you know what? I'm actually going to cast Mage Hand
Mhm.
to just send a little
Give her like a hug.
no, to like tug on to tug on her the back of her cloak to be like, hey, we're back here, it's okay, come on,
Okay.
to try and get her attention to recenter herself.
Okay. Why don't you give me a persuasion check with advantage, and you can use one of the bardic inspiration die that are saved up on Emery right now.
It's not worth it. I'm gonna save the bardic because that's
Yeah.
a 7 minus 3 is 4.
Oh,
4. Oof.
With
Unfortunately. Yeah. The mage hand actually gets close, and then you see it getting torn apart as it crumbles closer to her.
Oh no!
Sparks is in defense mode.
I'm gonna yeah. I want Sparks to be next to me, but like stay
Yeah.
a little bit behind me.
Sure.
I need him for moral support.
Moral support. Bark
Yeah.
for sure. Wrathgurther. Yeah, you see this happening in front of you, this sort of maelstrom. You see the mage hand getting blown apart. Yeah, I don't know. What are you thinking, my friend? She's like
So I can
losing
try and
herself to this.
I can try and convince her with bardic inspiration. Is what you're telling me?
Yes, you can use the bardic inspiration you already saved up on her, but because you're also a fount of bardic inspiration yourself, you can technically use two bardic inspiration dice for this if you'd like. And if you do something fun, I will give you advantage.
I get up and I brush the mud off myself, and I fold my arms across my chest, and I look up at her.
She's in front of you now, actually. For me.
And well, then I look down at her, even better.
Yeah.
And I laugh and I say, "The lengths you will go to keep from fighting me. Honestly, it's pathetic."
Do you want intimidation or persuasion, or hell, do you want to do a strength check for this? I don't know what you want to do.
My intent is to annoy her, not to intimidate her.
Okay.
that's a real low
Would that be
DC.
what, deception?
I don't know. Persuasion, deception. It's up to you. What would you like to roll?
I
Be
will
for
go
performance.
with deception.
Deception. Go for it. Roll with advantage. Even go for it.
Okay, so the first, so is the first one was 18, I believe.
18. Okay.
Actually, with bardic inspiration, I'll just
Yeah.
roll one.
By all means.
So 20, non-natural, dirty 20.
20. It's pretty good. Why don't you give me your other roll too, just to see what it turns out to be?
It was 14.
It's 14. Okay.
So
with a
16
20.
was hard.
With that, Emery, I'm going to let you make another wisdom saving throw.
Okay. No, it's a 7! God damn it, these fucking dice! I'm never allowed to roll good on my wisdom saves ever. God.
Right. It's okay. It's okay. However, the bar was lowered a little bit because of what both of them tried to do. I'm not saying you broke out of it yet. That would be a little bit too much, I think, for what you just rolled. But I think you're starting to slow a little bit.
I mean, that would track. She's been separated from her quarry for just a second.
Right? It is Okavan's turn. The ground ripples for a second, and everything kind of turns this purplish around him as he sort of like reaches into the Fey weave itself for some strength.
This is ridiculous. I will not be beholden to some mortals with some fancy tricks. I am the Raptor Lord. I will not be quelled, and I will have my quarry.
And he makes a move to just ignore Vernon and rush forward, even past Emery, hopefully, into...
Attack.
Yeah, so, Vernon, if you would like, because things are getting to the point where things are a little bit desperate, you haven't yourself been injured, but this guy has been really messing with stuff. You have an activatable as your race, if you would like to activate that.
Yes, I think I would like to do that. In fact, I don't know where that is on here, but I would like to do that.
It would give you advantage on... The reason I'm asking is because this would give you advantage on your athletics check to hold him in place.
Yes. So, I believe this is the part where Vernon erupts into a big old mountain of chitin.
Go crab
just-
mode.
Crab mode, crab
Grabs
mode.
onto his wings with his big old claw. And as he's in the middle of turning, he looks right at Emery. By the way, can I do this as a persuasion check thingy, my bobber?
I'm gonna
Or-
say, you know what, because Rathgurther rolled so well, and because Tim like tried, I'm gonna say that there's like I said, there's that chink. I'm not saying that as like a put down, you know. I just said you tried really hard. Anyways,
tried.
What is this? A participation trophy?
yeah,
Millennial DMs.
you did good, right? Listen, I'm a helicopter DM. What can I say? Yeah, you can go ahead and give me a persuasion check as well.
That's a 27.
Yo!
Oh,
Nat 20.
okay. Well, what do you do, my friend?
I look right at Emery in her eyes and I say, "You have people who are telling you that they care about you, Emery. You should believe them." And then
Vernon transmutes into a giant crab creature. He says those words, and as he grabs on to Olkavan, he begins speaking almost to himself in a double-coded... You're hearing an extra voice layered over top of it. He's talking about this being a dream again. He's saying something. It's hard to tell. Emery's the closest. Rathgurther and Tam are the next stop. And he's saying, "You aren't in my dream. I'm removing you." And Vernon and Olkavan disappear. You are out of combat.
They're just gone?
They're gone.
Am I still raging?
I think with the combined efforts of Rathgurther and that mighty 27 from Vernon, I think that's
And
enough
Tim
to
tried.
finally... And Tim tried. I think that's enough to finally knock you out of your spell, as it were. And you collapse into the mud. Not quite unconscious. You still have a hit point at this point. And
I think-
you're just seeing this kind of wispy cloud of swamp gas where the two of them were standing before.
I think as soon as Tim sees her fall, she and Sparks are immediately gonna run through. How deep is this?
This is only about a foot deep. The mud is really the worst part of it.
That's still like up to her hips. Like that's So she's running as quickly as she can through this deep muck, and she's going to pull another comically sized blanket out of her bag and just start wrapping it around Emery as she and Sparks pull you out, and just start like telling you like it's gonna be okay. I'm not mad at you anymore. I promise. We need to get you all better so that we can figure out what happened. Okay?
Emery is just like,
And that's
coughing.
12 points of hit points to you.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, so she's kind of just like, she's not taking her eyes off of where Vernon was.
Right.
She's just bedraggled and
Right.
on her knees just in this swamp, and she's just fucking staring.
With this, we're going to take a small break because it is past 3 o'clock. So we're going to take a very quick break and then we'll be right back with more gameplay. But what the players have no idea where Vernon has gone. But for all of you, Vernon has reconnected with a part of himself that he was distantly in touch with. And as he begins to drag this Phalord through as many planes as possible to try and wipe the scent of his friends off of this thing, he kind of loses himself to the idea that this whole thing has been just a dream. And we will not be seeing Vernon for maybe an episode or two. And we'll tell you why at the end of the episode when we have our table talk, when Ron comes back to us. But for now, we're going for our break. And for 10 minutes or so, we will get up and have a drinks and use the washroom, and you should as well. And we'll be back to finish off this episode when we come back. Don't go anywhere. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. I hope you all had a very restful break. I hope none of you went out searching for a crabman that you will not find. We are back in the swamp. I'm gonna just close Vernon's character page. I don't need that open anymore. And then I'm gonna...
Rude.
You all, I was making jokes this whole month about killing Maldris. Surprise! Different one.
Vernon's not
Okay.
dead,
Yeah, you
though.
asshole.
Right.
I was so nervous this morning. I was like, what if they actually die? I don't know what I'm going to do because I did not have a backup character.
Right. You were all sitting here in the muddy swamp, as I guess Emery is, I don't know, weeping. I don't know what she would be doing right now.
He's just in shock, I think, like breathing heavily and just like mind's going a million miles a minute and it's kind of stalling out a little bit. She's just kind of frozen in place.
Yeah.
I think Tim is definitely like Tim sitting on one side of you, Sparks on the other side of you, and Tim is like making sure that the blanket stays wrapped around you. She also, out of her bag that carries all of her stuff, pulls out a little tin of cookies. They're just little like butter shortbread cookies, and she's telling you all about how they're made and how these are, you know, her name is Tim Tam Butterball. These are their
Right.
Butterball cookies.
Yeah.
Very important recipe.
tomatoes?
Secret. What?
What about the tomatoes?
Oh,
Oh,
I
beginning.
forgot that I.
They are, if you didn't eat them,
Don't
they
you
are
still have like 3 tomatoes?
gross. Yeah, well, they would be mush now. They would not be tomatoes anymore. Yeah?
Well, I think they would have become roasted tomatoes when we went to the volcano. But no, she brings out a little tin of cookies and she's like, "Are you like you need to eat something, especially with sugar that'll help your brain. That's how brains work. I'm a scientist. I know."
Yeah, I'm just gonna real shakily get to my feet and just use
Eat the
second
cookie.
wind. I'm just using second wind on myself.
Okay.
Eat the
Her
cookie.
hands are covered in swamp right now, to
Then
be
I'll
fair.
feed it to you. It's okay. Also, it's good to get a little bit of swamp in your
No,
your food.
Yes. No, it's patently
is
not good,
good.
actually.
I am a scientist. Also, I grew up eating a bunch of dirt and mud pies, and I turned out fine.
9 HP for second wind.
Awesome. Also, why don't you all give me, speaking of diseases, why don't you all give me a Constitution saving throw because you've been wandering around in the muck for a while.
Constitution 15.
15.
Zoe,
We're going to
13.
die to the
Roll.
swamp.
you just got finished telling us how good swamp water is for you. What did you roll?
Does it count? Does the swamp count as magic?
I mean,
Because
no,
if not,
unfortunately.
that's a 1 plus 4, but that's
Plus
a 1.
4. Right.
I got an 11 total.
Okay. And Rathgurther, what'd you roll, my friend?
13.
13.
Oh wait, but I have my toad. I have my toad that eats all the bugs. Does that help?
It wasn't bugs that was the problem this time around. Let's see here.
We're all gonna get swamp gas.
Is it going to be what, leeches?
Nope.
Oh, gross.
Everyone appears to be fine for right now.
For right now, good.
That's the worst
Oh.
thing a DM can say.
Diseases don't hit right away.
Emery, eat the cookie.
She's just kind of. She holds it. She doesn't eat it right away. She's just.
If you do not eat that cookie, I will be
Do you not
unhappy.
think we have bigger problems right now? Where the shit did they go?
Look at me. I am small. All problems are big to me. So eat the cookie.
I'm just gonna shove the whole thing in my mouth while just glaring at her and just go.
It is
back to-
a little bit dry. Like it's one of those things where like it's very dry, but also like very buttery.
It's got some swamp water on it now.
Yum.
She's gonna wade over to where Vernon and Olcabin were and just kind of like look around, see if maybe like they're still in the general area.
No, as far as you can tell, there's nothing there.
What the shit? Shit, Mel, is everybody else good?
Yeah, I made sure everybody was okay.
I need visuals on Mel before she stops panicking.
Ah! Jinx!
Connection issues running rampant today. Oh no.
That was unplanned. Mal is there. I'm not. Listen. Hi, Jinx. Are you
You and me
back?
right now? What the fuck?
The swamp
Yeah,
take it
you're
away.
back.
Why do Star and I keep
It's
Star and I just keep hanging out by ourselves?
Yep, we're just going into the void.
In the Discord where everybody else is, or not in the Discord, in the
right.
we disappeared.
We're blinking in and out of
Uh,
reality.
Yeah, Maldris.
Sorry, what was that?
Emery is making sure you're okay first before she calms down.
I'm more or less okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Still.
Oh no!
No.
No,
Oh,
not
no.
again!
She did say she was on her stinky internet today.
Oh no.
Ooh, the stinker net.
The stinker net.
That was bad. Let's move
It's
past
okay.
that.
That sounds like an early 2000s B movie horror. I'm down. Stinker net.
Danknet, is that anything?
Dank net. Ooh, that wouldn't be terrible.
I was in Oklahoma
Still connected.
like recently and did on the road pass a place called House of Dank, which
House of Dank.
does sound like a something. There's something there.
Mhm. Hi, Jinx. You're not quite back yet. I can see you moving around though.
No, I'm
Oh,
on
no,
my good
she's
internet
So hard.
right now.
Oh my god.
It's like it's not registering. You may have to disconnect from video and come back in, my friend. If you can hear me. She froze again. Awesome.
Here, I'll just go ahead and say that
Yeah.
one memory has like visual confirmation that nobody is dead, except for potentially Vernon. She's gonna calm down a little bit, but just gonna be like spinning around and be like, "Where the fuck did they go? What the fuck just happened? What the f?"
Would Tim have any knowledge of, like, based on the like debris or like mist or whatever that was left, could she deduce what sort of spell?
Yeah, you can make
Or-
me an Arcana check and see what's up.
Perfect. Ooh, that's a 12.
It's hard to say. It was definitely some sort of teleportation.
I think
you know.
honestly, I think that Tim is going to I'm going to make an insight check real quick.
Sure.
Oh no, not very insightful. So yes, she is worried. So she will tell the truth to Emery and say, "Yeah, I don't know what kind of magic it was, but like it looked sort of like Vernon was the one who did it, but I mean I don't really know for sure, but a lot of the time when you use like transportation spells, especially if they went somewhere like to a whole other plane or something, a lot of the time you can't really track those. So I mean, I can look around for clues, but I don't know that there's going to be much that we can find. And I'm getting kind of tired of the swamp.
Yeah. You do remember that the village matriarch seemed like she was some sort of caster. You weren't sure exactly what. She might be able to help. Who knows? That's about as much you can get right now, anyway.
Yeah, I just don't know how fruitful it's going to be to stay here.
Guess you're right, but the fuck. Fine, he knows where we are, and she's gonna just kind of walk past through the group and just start heading back to town. We should go.
Slurp, 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 slurp.
Rathgirther, can you carry me?
Rathgirther kind of looks up in a daze, and she's like, "Yes.
Would you
yes,
like a cookie?
That is something I can do."
You good?
Yeah, I'm fine. And she doesn't even look at the cookie. She just picks up Tim and starts walking.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Slurp, 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 slurp.
Two of her bestest friends just refused cookies.
I took the cookie.
After, like, a whole thing. It was a whole thing. Tim is
The
I don't know
side herself. Yeah.
yeah, like just super like slumped, like doing a lot of those like big sighs that like teenagers do when they're unhappy but don't want anybody to know they're unhappy. You know the ones.
Yeah.
Mhm. Just wanted
So
to make
that-
sure that Malders had an opportunity to do something in the swamp. But for now, you all can say you're heading to the thing. We can go back to what Malders did in the swamp, maybe when you guys took off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real quick, did Rathgirther get her sword back?
It's up to if you would have made the attempt to go and look for it.
I would say she would need to be reminded.
Mm.
If any of you were in the headspace for that.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I would have noticed I probably did not notice the fling, but here, that's a nat 20 insight. I'm gonna say that that's enough to notice that Rathgirther is missing the big fuck off sword.
There is, yeah.
You lose your sword somewhere?
Oh, right.
You know, it looked really cool when you threw it.
You threw
Did it hit? I didn't see it. I saw it like go like zip through the air and it was like really, really cool.
She just is like, and she's just like looking through the muck, trying to find her sword.
Which make me an investigation check. Take as long as you'd like.
Then
10, yeah, that's enough to find a sword given enough time, absolutely. It takes probably about 5 minutes or so, but yeah, you find it. It's just sticking in the muck near a tree.
she just sheaths it, doesn't even say a word, keeps walking.
Does anybody else want another cookie?
Maybe later, Tim. Yeah, let's get out of here.
Yeah.
Welcome back to town.
Both of them said, put the cookie down. Oh no, Tim.
No.
Yeah, so once you're... Let me load back in the town. But once you are back in town, what do you all wish to do?
Change clothes, probably.
There's some changing of clothes, absolutely.
She's just gonna, Emery's probably just being, real quiet. Do I, what kind of damage did the soul hole leave? Because, you said it was kind of ripping me apart, too, at a point.
Yeah, you're definitely exhausted. Why don't you... You know what? Why don't you roll me a d20?
Okay.
I think it's a d20. Give me a second. I will double check that.
That's a nat 20, my guy. 2 in a row with the same dice.
Yeah.
Someone in chat said PTSD and D.
Wow. There is a thing to do. Double check here. I know there is.
Where is our rogue? Where is Mal?
She is struggling deeply.
Oof.
Okay. Back rolls wide. So first of all, do you want a scar? Is this something you're willing to accept? Some sort of like lasting injury?
Sounds sick as shit. Hell yeah.
Do you want to keep your roll of 20, or do you want to re-roll that because I didn't ask you beforehand?
Can I use the 20 to say where it is?
Yes, but okay. Do you want to keep that 20
here,
though?
why don't you tell me what it's supposed to look like, and then I can add some flavor.
A 20 is the loss of an arm or a hand.
Well, that's not great.
At the moment.
Yeah, I'm gonna re-roll that. Why?
There
It
you
could
go.
make you a real sick prosthetic, though. Like, she built a whole dog.
Could.
It's true.
It's a 4.
A 4 is a minor scar.
Okay.
It is a conversation piece.
Okay.
There you go. We can even say that you start spiraling out from your chest. You have like what looks to be like this sort of deep cracking and flaking of your skin, and it's a scar that is not going away.
Ooh. Yeah, so when she's just like kind of in the process of changing. So you said in the past, do I still have that weird little like kind of moat of darkness that just kind of like sits where the center of the hole would be? Is that still there?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is
So
a
is
little
that-
deeper into your chest now.
Okay, because I was gonna say, like, does it float above the chest, or is it just kind of
It
like
did.
in the skin?
It
Oh.
did float above the chest. It is now in the skin.
She just kind of like, while in the process of changing, she just like stops to examine it, poke at it a little bit. Fuck is this? I didn't sign up for this shit. What the hell? Okay, so she finishes changing, has her vest buttoned up a little bit more than she normally would, and kind of comes back out with the rest of the group.
Right. Yeah. Rathgrither, what's on your mind? What is your character doing right now?
She's having a crisis of confidence because she realizes that her delusional lifestyle has directly impacted. Like, she had this big fight where she failed spectacularly, and then her friend is gone. So she's just kind of, thinking very. She feels very sorry for herself.
Very sorry for yourself. So dark thoughts, right?
Yeah,
For the most
she's in
part.
that.
Why don't you make me a if you feel like she would be perhaps rehashing some old memories, you can make me a wisdom saving throw if you'd like.
Flat 10.
Flat 10 is not enough to save you from the memories. If you recall last time, Rathgirther, you remember being painfully reconstructed. You're sitting there going over just this idea that you weren't able to live up to what you were thinking you were. And it just kind of flashes back to that moment where you had to be reconstructed after a very painful thing happening. And you delve even further back, thinking again on the idea of you failing to do something. You get a flash of what caused the injury in the first place. Not too deep. Again, you remember the roar, you remember the screaming, you remember the explosions. You remember seeing that young man from your previous visions, the one you were studying with as actors. You remember seeing him cut off in an area and deciding, despite your fear, to be like the person that you were playing for once, and you grab something nearby and you rush towards him, and there's just the sound of a massive bolt of electricity, and everything goes black. And you pop out of the memory, remembering the first time you failed to save a friend.
Just kind of sitting in the corner, tapping a foot, trying to look stoic, failing.
You are also, I brought you in because you would be sitting probably in the most remote area of the little village, which just so happens to be the setup of a very clumsy looking blacksmithery. And there is a, say, middle-aged half-orc woman working away at the forge. Just kind of ignoring you a little bit, for the most part. But she's doing that thing where she's trying real hard to look like she's ignoring you, but she's looking at you. And she's like mostly just doing things like making nails and stuff. But you notice that she's got some like old rusted weapon parts and stuff like that over on the side of her area. Looks like she hasn't been here for overly too long.
I guess
but she keeps. Yeah,
eventually
sorry.
I observe this and I kind of give her a look and I'm like, "Can I help you?"
No, I'm sorry. I noticed your sword was mucky, and I mean I could fix it.
She just kind of takes her sword and just drops it carelessly.
Are you a proficient swordswoman?
I once thought so.
And she picks up your sword and she goes to start cleaning it, and she goes, well, I mean, if it's any consolation, this sword is not the best quality. It could be. That is why.
That's probably it.
Forgive me. It's just you look like a character from a play I enjoy.
And I just kind of look up at her, and anger flashes on my face, and I say, "Would you like some advice?"
Please.
And I just kind of lean in, and I say, "Confusing fantasy for reality will get you hurt." And I kind of just storm off, not even looking back to see my sword, just heading to wherever I'm staying the night.
Righto. It would be in what is typically called the inn here, even though it is very not like the inn. It's more like a community center. There are bug nets that people get to sleep in, and hammocks. See here, Tim, what are you doing this whole time?
Yeah, I've been trying to figure that out. I think that she has been turned down enough times by her friends, if that's even what they are anymore, that she knows that they don't want to. They obviously are not interested in her spending time with her, listening to her, so she's gonna mope. So I think she and Sparks are going to
take these cookies really seriously.
Right? Damn. Remember that the village matriarch was somebody you may have wanted to talk to. I'm not sure. I mean, you could also talk to the blacksmith if you want. There aren't very many people here.
Any other? So probably the old woman. I mean, especially because she and I had a whole conversation, and it was very we're BFFs now. At least she wants to talk to me.
Right.
So
shit.
yeah, I think we're gonna go talk
Okay.
to her.
Beautiful. So you go over to the matriarch's hut, and there she is. She's in there, and she's making something. She makes a lot of potions, as far as you can tell. And yeah, she's sitting there, and she says, "Oh, well, come on in. How have you been? What happened? You seem a little dejected."
Well, yeah. We went out in the swamp, and there was like an archfey, a big owl man, and I think that something happened to our friend.
Yeah, which one is you? Are you in need of healing? I could
Oh
some
no,
of that.
I made sure that they didn't die. But
Okay.
one of our friends, I think they went somewhere.
You having trouble finding them? Is the no?
Do you know how to track a teleportation spell?
Not quite, but I could track a person if that's what you're after. Do you have anything personal of theirs?
Oh yeah, oh, we were all given scarves right before this.
You were given scars. Yeah.
So I give her one of his scarves and I say, make sure that you give it back.
Right. Okay. And she reaches over to a pouch on one of the side tables, and she takes something out of it, pops it in her mouth, and her eyes roll back into the back of her head, and she goes, well, he's not on this plane, I'm
That's
afraid.
what I was worried about.
But one of the benefits of spells like these is they don't work at all if the person is just gone.
Well, that's good.
So there are ways of finding things out, you know? Is he the only person you wanted to find out about?
Aren't you looking for your parents?
If you've made somebody real mad and you think that maybe they don't want you to be around them anymore, is it worth trying to find them if they don't seem to want you to?
Oh, I don't know if that's... Well, it's certainly something I can't fix with magic, but if someone is avoiding you, often I find it's much more about them than it is about you, my dear. Sometimes maybe just waiting, telling them that you're there, being patient.
What if it's been like 20 years? Is that
That's a bit
patient
more
enough?
of a grudge. Yeah, that's a bit much. Hang on,
Think
wait
they
a second.
Have a
You
grudge
can't-
against me?
Well,
She's
you
gonna just
can't-
start bawling.
Oh no. Well, first of all, hang on. You can't be more than... Hang on a second. You're a gnome, right? You're not a halfling?
Correct.
Then you can't be more than like, I don't know, 25?
35. But yeah.
35? Okay,
Well,
well, that's
30
not...
There were a couple years in the
So,
woods where stuff
they-
went real fuzzy. I'm either 32 or 35. I don't remember.
Well, still, that means they left you when you were in your teens?
Yeah. I mean, they had a whole magic tower for me to stay in, and it was, it had all the things that I
Oh, I
needed.
thought we were speaking about another friend. Are these a caregiver? Or?
Oh, yeah. There's also my friends. Well, honestly, sometimes I feel like my dog is the only one who cares about me in the whole world. She's gonna start bawling again.
Just like ball on sparks.
Yes.
Bark. Bark. Hug.
Oh.
Feel that, bro.
Right. And she goes, well, I don't think so. Your friends all seemed like they cared about each other. At least they cared enough to be angry at each other. Generally, I find if somebody doesn't even have any care at all, they'll just leave. And that red girl that you travel with, the one with the horns, the grumpy one, it seems like she wouldn't put up with much. So if she's still with you, then that must mean something, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think the hard part is getting her to understand that.
Well, again, like I said, that has more to do with her than it would you. You just have to keep showing up if that's what you feel like doing, you know?
What if I annoy them? I tried offering them cookies and they wouldn't eat the cookies.
Well, honestly, maybe that was annoying, I would imagine. Maybe a little bit, sure.
How else do you show people that you like them if not by giving them things that you put love into?
Oh, honey, that's a path for destruction. Listen. People will... You just be you, and people will either like you or they won't. You shouldn't hold yourself to someone else's standards. If they don't like your cookies, then honestly, I say fuck them. Listen, no one in this town likes my cookies, and that's why I don't have friends here. Do
you want to swap cookies?
I would love to swap cookies. I make some ginger hibiscus cookies. It's lovely stuff, really.
Those sound delicious.
Yes, and you swap cookies, absolutely. Yes, these cookies taste almost the same as there was a lovely couple, a gnomish couple who came through here, maybe about 6 or 7 years ago, had almost the exact same cookies. Lovely people.
Well, how were they?
They seemed...
The couple, not the cookies.
The cookies were fine, a little dry, but they're fine. The couple seemed fine, a little distracted, if I'm honest. They didn't quite stay on one subject for overly long. Had a couple of automata with them, and they said they were traveling around Yartar and then over to the high forest and then back home. They did seem like they were eager to get back home at the time, but...
Yeah.
I'm sorry I couldn't have been of more help to you. Is there anything else you might need?
Can she use the cookies as the material to scry on my parents?
Yeah, she could, but also I imagine you have some tools that your parents would have made for you.
Yeah, but it's cuter if it's the cookies.
It's cookies? Okay, well then we'll use the cookies, why not? Yeah, so she grabs...
have to, have some use here.
Yeah, she grabs the cookies and she crushes one into powder, into fine dust, and then she tries to eat it, and you don't know why. You imagine just eating the cookie would have been fine, but something about crushing it into dust, I guess. And then she goes, oh, well. I'm sorry, the spell didn't even work. That's not to say there are things that even I'm not aware of. I'm not exactly a high level.
I think Tim is just going to run out of there.
Gotcha. Oh. And on the note of Tim escaping potential news of her parents, we are going to end it for this month.
Oh my god!
Rough.
What a fucking place to leave.
Rough. Everybody, we're going to take a very slight break, probably about 5-ish minutes or so, maybe 10 minutes if we're trying to get Meldris hooked back up again, see if poor Jinx can get her internet working, and then we'll be back for table talk just after that. Don't go anywhere. And hello, everybody, and welcome back. It's us. It is we, us, I, and or whoever. This is the portion of our show where we do some table talk. And it's about the episode we just did or any previous episode. If you have questions, you can bring them up now. It helps me very much if you type question before your question so I can grab it and call it out. It should work. It should. If it doesn't, I apologize, but I will try my best to get all the questions in beforehand. And while we wait for questions to come forward, we'll take some from our couch participants here to each other or to me. Jinx is around. Sort of. Unfortunately, the internet is just not working for her. So, rip Jinx. She will not be joining us for this session, I guess. But she'll figure it out when she can. If she can come on, she will interrupt this and we'll be able to give her lots of questions and stuff. But otherwise, that's the way it's gonna have to be. Internet stuff, rough.
It's that Canadian internet.
I say we all go down to Roger's headquarters and give them the old what's for.
Skydome?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
I don't know what they operate out of. I'm not that up on Canadian culture.
I don't even know what a Canada is.
It's not a real place. Yeah. Yeah, so does any of you have questions? Comments?
No, I have nothing to say to you.
Yeah, show the crab.
That's the crab. That was a question
crab,
from.
please respond.
Yeah, show crab. Please respond. That is from our friend Sly Fox 23 on YouTube here, who made that, I believe, right?
I think she ordered it from. Hold on.
He's just sitting on the shoulders, a little shoulder crab with a little scarf. He's adorable.
I found it.
Crab Warlock.
Megan of all trades. It even came with a little birth certificate thing that you can't see very
You
well.
gotta do
It's
the
kind
makeup influencer thing and put your hand behind it.
Hold on. Okay, wait.
Focus.
Focus.
Focusing.
Focus.
Oh.
Exposure.
Man, that white-
Exposure. No,
that white balance.
But from far away, you can see that it has a thing. Yes, it was a very thoughtful gift, and I was lucky that it arrived just in time for the last episode I'll be on for a while. So
Do
Yeah.
you want to discuss that first?
Yeah, go for it, Ron. You can go ahead and talk about that for a minute.
yeah, so here's the thing that happened. I got a new job because my old job decided, hey, we're gonna shutter up this team actually and move it across the seas. All right, thanks for all your work. And in doing such, I, had to apply for another company within the company that I work for. It's an outsourcing company. So, there's layers upon layers upon layers. And the one that I had, that they put me with is a call center, and they work Monday through Friday. And I asked them, can I get the last Friday of every month off? And they said no. So yeah, unfortunately, that's going to limit how much you see me around here until I find either a better job or get really good at faking sick on the last Friday of every month. So, and not making it obvious that it's a pattern. So, yep, that's it.
If we're really lucky, then you'll be here for the next episode anyway, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I might also, I might pop in here and there, be like, whoa, I'm Vernon in the dream world. We've kind of discussed doing some little special surprise episodes.
Yeah, I think we're going to do some stuff on the side. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're like a Freddy Krueger now? Is that the idea?
Yeah. Except I got crab claws instead of knife hands. It's more grippy.
You can only walk sideways.
Yeah.
He can only walk sideways. The problem.
Freddy Krueger, but he can only walk sideways.
Get back over here. Wait, where'd you go?
Shit.
I do like that that's the only distinction you listed. Other than that, yeah, basically
same
exactly
thing.
the same.
He's still wearing the red and green
Basically
sweater.
the same.
He's still, he still murders you in your dreams.
Right.
By pinching you really hard on the foot.
Yeah.
All right. Well, our first question from the audience here from Joseph Gainey. What was with Emery and the Swirly Swirls during the fight with the Archfey? Some people are very new. We've got a whole bunch of new viewers this time around. So, Emery, what was with the Swirly Swirls?
Well, some folks, and I'm not going to say who, but some folks like to call it the Big Suck. It's a very cursed and terrible name for a terrible curse that has been placed on my character.
So you're saying it's appropriate?
Yeah. Listen, it might be, but I still don't like it. So basically, Jay bequeathed unto my poor character an item called the Black Heart, which basically means that it's kind of, I guess it's basically a curse, because she can't get rid of it. It's based on some shit that happened to her in the past, that you can learn about by watching previous episodes. Whenever Emery drops below half health, she has to start making wisdom saves, and if she fails, she basically goes berserk, and the soul hole, the big suck, the whatever you want to call it, is part of that. This is the longest it has gone on for, since like there was a previous time. I think it was the fight on, not the fight in Tema, I think was the longest it had gone on for before this.
It's true, yeah.
But it has just like this whole litany of effects. And I actually have the page up so I can read it. The Black Rage is a state of raw anger that drives and empowers Emery's abilities in the following ways. Emery is under the effects of haste until the end of combat. Any creature within 5 feet of Emery takes 1d4 fire damage at the end of their turn. Oh, we forgot about that part. Emery scores critical hits on an 18 to 20. Emery adds a third damage die to her damage if she scored a critical. I could have killed that thing, god damn it. We focus on more of the effects than others. Emery may only cast cantrips, but they all cast at the highest level she has access to without using a spell slot. Emery cannot be grappled, restrained, or charmed. Emery cannot be killed or incapacitated until the end of combat. If Emery is reduced to 0 hit points, she remains fighting. However, once combat ends and the rage subsides, she immediately falls unconscious and fails 1 death saving throw. In addition, whenever the Black Rage ends, Emery gains a point of exhaustion. So it's very strong, but it also has a lot of drawbacks. So, yippee.
Yeah.
It's my burden to bear.
Wahoo, as some folks might say.
Listen,
Yeah,
backstory's a bitch.
Sometimes you get so pissed off that your whole everything gets fucked up.
I don't know that any of us know anything about our backstories coming back to haunt us and give us continued trauma. I don't think that's a thing that any of us are familiar with.
No, certainly not.
Certainly not a major theme of the whole story.
No.
Right. The troop of people who are broken and trying desperately not to feel that way. Yeah.
How dare you?
Listen, I made the comment a long time ago. Tim's got some trauma and we're going to get to it eventually.
The worst part about her trauma is she doesn't even know that it is.
Mm-hmm. That's the best part. You get the trauma in situ.
I'm going to take a screenshot of your face right now and I'm going to make a meme that says that, like an inspirational post. She doesn't even know that it is.
Let's see here. I'm running out of... that was the Swirly Swirl. I think we had...
We had a couple more. I saw them.
Yeah. Supernova Blade, one of the people in our fan art reel, I believe. What does Let of Us crew think about human evolution and everything evolving into crabs? Carcanization. It is the way, honestly. It's
Yes.
the way things are going to be.
Yeah, I mean, I think I don't think very highly of it now, but eventually I'll evolve to think it's great.
And we'll get to a place where we think it's good.
I, for one, accept my new crab overlords.
There's got to be a way to combine those words and make a silly joke out of it, but my brain is just like, nope. Just spitting out blank paper out of the brain printer.
Right.
I'm trying to think of all the different kind of crabs, like coconut overlords. That doesn't make any damn sense. Spider overlords. That doesn't make
I mean,
any
I
sense.
like anything with nut in it. I think that's on brand.
It's
King
a
crab?
more kind of crab.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah.
We stand all of our king crabs.
Yeah, fun fact. Even though I
The
spend
only
a lot
good
of
king
time
is a crab king. I'm sorry. Go on. You're saying something that is of more value than anything.
Not at all. Actually, I was going to say that despite playing a character whose whole thing is I'm a crab man, I don't think very much about crustaceans.
crabs.
I don't know if that's his whole thing.
It's most of his thing.
I feel
No,
like there's
Emery has
some
the
depth
whole
there.
thing.
Oh,
Yeah. Voodoo.
I don't have
Oi!
access to the soundboard here.
Yeah, good.
I'm
Just
sorry.
abuse it.
Mhm, mhm. Wild stuff. Wild stuff. Uh,
And you know what's wild? I don't even really like shortbread cookies.
What?
She likes
Scandalous.
the long bread cookies instead.
That what would that be, like biscotti
I
Sure.
don't think so.
or like
Like-
Pocky? I think
like a
Pocky
churro?
would be a
Maybe.
Ooh,
Pocky counts as a
churros.
cookie.
Yeah,
mhm, mhm.
Is churro a cookie?
yeah. That's maybe the question. I don't know that churros are cookies.
Poll in the chat, are churros cookies? YN. If you think that they are cookies, subscribe. If you think that they are not cookies,
Also,
hit
can we
that
just
like button.
can we just appreciate Sam in the chat calling me hilarious?
Yeah.
Very funny.
Known comedian.
Speaking of terribly funny, Sly Fox is asking, how will Tim try to re-win her friends over now that she's found out her parents can't be scryed on?
That's the thing is we don't
no,
know
it's not
if
actually
they
that
can't
funny.
be scryed on. We just know that the scrying failed in this instance, and scrying
Right.
is temperamental.
Well-
Tim wouldn't know that at the moment per se, but
Tim is also kind of an emotionally reactive character. I could,
yeah.
there.
Tim, what?
No,
Oh,
It's
what?
like-
You don't think you're beholden to your emotions?
She is a scientist.
Mm,
And as a scientist, she is objective,
mhm.
unfeeling.
Oh, that is patently untrue. That's the biggest lie you've ever said to me. That is the largest lie I've ever heard come out of your mouth.
But to actually answer Sly Fox's question, I don't know. That's something that I actually sort of struggled with for like doing role plays. Like I know that Ron's fine, or that Vernon is fine.
Mhm.
And like Tim, I think trusts magic, and she has had enough people in her life just disappear that like I think that she honestly believes that like sometimes people just go away sometimes.
Right? Sometimes they just go away.
And like yes, and that's you just have to accept that. And so she like yeah, she's like a little bit worried about him and wants to know where he is, but she's not like as beaten up about it as I think the other party members are, and I think that she's sort of like struggling with that a little bit. And she really thought that they care about her. And like I know that the characters still care about her, but she's like if I think that her way of showing affection is like making things for people and like gifting things to people, like that is her love language. And so if they're like rejecting her gifts, then like they must not like her anymore, and they must be so upset that like I think that she just feels very alone, and like everything in her life is falling apart. Like she thought that she had found this new family, and suddenly not only is this found family not interested in her anymore, but maybe her real family is fully dead. So not well. She's not doing well.
We will have a lot to do on the next episode. A lot
unpack.
to unpack.
It's a lot of therapy. The gang goes to therapy next episode.
Oofers.
I think the next episode is legitimately the last Friday of the month again. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Hey, look at
I
that.
felt like that was the theme of the thing, was the last Friday of the month.
Yep. Yeah. It's just because this month is a little weird because the 31st of August is on a Thursday, which feels so bad. It's
Mhm.
But it does mean September is a 3 pay period month.
Ah.
Right? Listen. Fire Drake is asking question. Would Tim like a hug?
Tim would immediately, like a puppy or a stray cat that you've started feeding, she would immediately latch onto anybody who gave her a hug in the state she's in right now. So yes.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
that.
the Archfey could have turned Tim with one hug.
That's it. Easy peasy. Let's see here. We got another one from Slybox. How's Wrath Girther doing? Hanging on by a thread, hiding under her newfound mushroom sprouts?
She is not doing well. She entirely blames herself and is kind of having a crisis of conscience. She just kind of, this has all been like fun and games to a point. And then, even when it wasn't, when it got serious, she managed to like do stuff to help or, to at least not get in the way. But this time it was like a lot of failure on her part. And she kind of sees herself as responsible for what she thinks is Vernon's death.
So where is she on, like, if you were to map or like assign a value to knowing that she has been having these like delusions, like, is she aware of that yet, or is she just starting to see the cracks?
I think she's always on some level aware, but it's like she's in denial, right? Like she's working so hard not to see it. But it's kind of coming out now. She's kind of seeing the consequences of her actions, and she had kind of turned to this for like comfort to deal with like her own problems, and now that she's seeing it's not really working, it's kind of
I won't put it up because it's kind of incidental, but Sly asks, hey, does Wrath Girther also need a hug? Because Tim and Wrath Girther could supply each other.
She does, but I don't think she'd accept it.
No.
See here. It's therapy episode.
Also, she didn't accept the cookie because I thought, what better way to establish that Wrath Girther is in a bad headspace than to have her turn down food?
Oh, shit, yeah.
Very much. Sly's also asking, where do you shop in the swamp? You better hope that town has something. And the Swamp Mart. I mean, you've got at least that blacksmith. Honestly, that was mostly what I was doing there. I was setting up that there is actually a place in town that you could perhaps buy some things, but that's neither here nor there, really.
And new armor because her AC of 14 is laughable for a fighter.
It is upsetting, that's for sure.
Tim has a higher armor class than you.
Yeah. Well, aren't artificers kind of beefy depending on what subclass you go with? That's what I've heard.
Yeah, she's not like the, Iron Man subclass. She's the I have a dog subclass.
Iron Man could never have a dog.
No. If the what's left of his crew went to therapy, who would be their therapist?
Sparks.
Sparks?
Yeah, I mean, he's probably got the best,
He's a therapy dog.
Yeah.
Oh, he is. Let's be real, though. Sparks is a very good boy.
An emotional support dog.
Yeah, he could definitely do the training and become a therapy dog. I believe in him.
He just like lays on your lap and like turns on his little heater.
Yeah, I like to think that he knows what to do if like someone is having a panic attack. Like,
how does that make you feel?
Oh.
Good stuff.
This week on Dr. Sparks.
The whole party's in shambles. How are we gonna fix this one, audience?
Oh, this is a good question, actually. Not that all the other ones weren't. I just haven't heard something along this line before, and it's very fresh. Sam Armad is asking, is Emery aware that the crew's adventures is only going to make their names more known, and is that changing her plans at all?
Ooh.
Right? I hadn't actually thought of that, and I should have. I mean, I definitely did. I have consequences, don't worry.
I mean, honestly, I hadn't considered that. I don't think that she would be considering that. Because, I mean, what have they done since leaving Waterdeep? They helped a bunch of people out on a volcano and then didn't go back. So they didn't rendezvous with all those people. So the only people who really know that they helped are the folks from Tema and the people that they talked to in the village before it evacuated. And then now we're in the swamp in the middle of nowhere. It's like, are we well known, or are we just a bunch of fucking goofballs with a robot dog just fucking around? Like, you meet people like that every other Tuesday, I would assume, in the Dungeons and Dragons world. So, like, I don't know. I don't know if she would even be considering that. Stop rubbing your hands together. It's making me nervous.
Good. Honestly, I love that.
Let's gang up and beat him up.
we really haven't touched on, like, we've kind of like briefly touched on a couple of stories. We haven't actually delved really deeply into anyone's backstories a little bit, which is why I was like, as soon as I was done Vellasso, I was like, we actually don't need any modules anymore. We have so much built up already. We can do stuff.
Stuff will happen. Also, Sly says, you attacked an Archfey and brought him nearly to his knees. Yeah, and no one knows about that but us and the Archfey. And the Archfey is gone now, and theoretically, temporarily, somewhere.
I'm pretty sure he got smeared across the dreamscape.
So you just held him to the dream wall and just...
Yeah.
It's marked now. There's just some feathers stuck in it.
Yeah, pretty much. He's a smooth jelly just across this massive chasm.
Fire Drake in the chat said the D&D Scooby Crew. I would genuinely, like, I would kill a man for some fan art of us as as Scooby-Doo characters.
We gotta find
the world, chat.
That is like genuinely, I want nothing more than that. That's
you gotta find a nice big old square cart and paint it riotous colors.
Yes.
We have definitely talked about this before. But
Yeah. We it was definitely on a past episode because we decided that Emery was Scrappy is his name.
Yes.
Yeah.
The little shit, and I'm like, listen, you're not wrong, but I do hate that.
I am choosing to believe that this is the like ADHD brain happening, and now it's like it's new. It's yeah.
Well, to refresh your memory, because I remember we had an argument about whether Tim Tam would be Shaggy or Velma. I still strongly believe that Tim Tam would be Velma, despite having a dog. Rathgurther is Shaggy. Shaggy eats big sandwiches. That's Rathgurther as fuck. Shaggy's dumb. Rathgurther's dumb. He's the tallest. It just adds up.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's fair.
Yeah, true.
Yep.
And then I think we decided that Vernon was Fred because scarf coated.
Because scarf,
Yeah.
Scarf coated.
Okay, this is coming back a little bit.
Right.
Listen, it's a great idea. I'm glad that I had it
And
twice.
I mean, Meldris would have to be the ghost every time because they literally have ghosts. Yeah.
And this is our new Monster of the Week campaign, by the way.
Right. Yeah. So we're gonna delve in the same character, same universe. We're just playing Monster of the Week in Faerun.
Just change the system to Powered by the Apocalypse.
That's it.
Yeah, it's Fae in the Swamp instead of Monster of the Week.
You guys are gonna be stuck in the swamp for a long time. Get ready to enjoy the swamp ambiance.
New swamp every week.
New swamp every week. No other actual play series on YouTube can boast such good swamp content.
Hey,
Okay.
Hey, what's up? It's your boy back at it again in the swamp.
This time we're in a bog instead of a swamp. And then next week we've got a delta. And then we've got a marshland lined up. We got a beaver pond.
Variety.
Yeah.
I'm just reminded of that one Tumblr post, "Get pickled, idiot." You guys seen that?
No.
Somebody was saying, like, it's like, oh yeah, I've seen some like Hosier fan saying, he's like, wow, I love listening to this music and imagining decomposing in a bog. Shows what you know about bogs, idiot. Get pickled.
Wow.
I was gonna say, if any of you had decided to die in the swamp, you just
Sorry, what was that word you used?
decided.
What was the verb in that?
Decided. Yeah. we would have some of you play archaeologists in like a little, maybe 1,000 years later, and someone finds one of your, wow, this is certainly one hell of a find here. We've got a couple of adventurers who got dead in the bog.
Someone died as a result of their own poor choices, and their DM couldn't have helped them.
Right.
Nah.
Are we just gonna move past the Pickle Tim joke? Because I don't think we should.
I mean, it is the funniest thing I've ever heard.
Of course.
I mean, my IQ isn't high enough to understand that show.
Yeah.
So.
Right. Whose is really?
Mhm. It's clearly beyond all of our purview.
Oh,
We're
except
people
for
who play D&D on the internet.
yeah. I mean, unless you have enough money to buy a moderately successful social media platform and then destroy it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Good times had by all. Does anyone on the crew have more questions while we wait for more chat questions?
I mean, less question, more comment, I guess.
Sure, yeah.
More things to unpack on the next episode. Emery absolutely is going to blame herself for everything that just shook out, because she was the one who strutted off into the woods. And like, she was still pissed at Vernon, but now that she thinks he might be fucking dead, she doesn't know what's up with him. She still feels guilty, and like the rest of the party's all fucked up, and so it's just like a cacophony of everyone blaming themselves. Yippee-ki-yay! We will have a lot of fun shit to unpack on the next sesh.
See, this is my master plan.
It's trauma bonding, you know?
Yeah.
Is that the party gets closer? Is we all blame ourselves for our comrade's death, and as a result...
To be fair, Tim does not blame herself even a little bit. She knows that he's not dead. It's fine.
I mean, she shouldn't.
People just disappear sometimes, okay? People just suddenly leave and leave you for decades, and that's just life, okay?
And it doesn't mean they don't love you.
Right.
It doesn't mean right. They'll be right back. They said so.
They will.
They just went out for smokes and some milk.
Gnome smokes.
Robot parts.
And some robot parts, which are what no smokes are. Just robot parts.
They vape.
That's right.
They had to go get a refill for their jewel.
Oh no!
Oh no! We killed Zoe.
Just taking a big old sip right when you said that.
Chat says next episode is an unboxing
of
all
unboxing.
the drama.
Yeah, 100%. The pro DM tip, guys: if you don't have an idea for an actual villain, just make your players hate themselves, because they'll hurt themselves. Right? Next episode, we're gonna start the combat by rolling initiative, and there will be no monsters. It will just be the characters and their self-doubt.
PTSD PvP.
Jay, I have a question for you.
Yeah, yes.
No, sorry. Should I wait until?
No, you got it. Yeah, you got it.
When you wrote this ending, or this kind of this out of nowhere, Vernon kind of solves the problem with this unforeseen thing. Were you at any point like nervous that like, oh no, what if it feels like there's no consequences and my players don't, for example, all react to this with some sort of emotional breakdown?
See, that's I had to just trust that y'all would act the way you had been acting up until now. So that was
mentally unwell.
Right. Honestly, every time Rathgirther failed to do something and that, I'm like, oh no, this is gonna be so bad for her afterwards. Right.
Oh, and I like that he gave her bardic inspiration right before he went to. Oh, I didn't
Right.
think about that.
Yeah, like he
Give her
gave
a
bardic
pep talk and then
inspiration.
fucking-
He
oh.
gave Emery that advice because she had been pushing everyone away, and then just
And I had a
Yeah.
piece of advice for Tim, but it felt like it was going to be like kind of inappropriate, like in the context.
I'll
Because-
tell him later.
Add more liquids to your cookies, and they won't be so dry.
Well,
That's better.
what I had
Sour
written
cream.
down was, remember, you don't have to pay taxes on anything you steal.
Oh, I
No.
love that.
Yeah.
right.
As in Dungeons and Dragons, IRS
Yeah.
agents.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yep.
no,
I
they're
pay all my
they're
taxes
they're all-
quarterly.
they're
Yeah.
the most fantastical creature in the entire game.
IRS agents.
Yeah.
Yeah, IRS
The
agents.
most made up.
Yeah, they're just some sort of modron.
Fantasy creatures.
Yeah. So yeah, like real talk though, if I mostly have started writing. Well, not started. I've been writing like this for a long time now. But I think it was actually you, Mildred, who said that I'm the way I DM in that I let you guys do basically whatever you want, and I can still keep the tension. That's actually honestly because of you guys, because you are all able to flow so well with the decisions. I know that you will make it count, whatever I throw to you. Right, and that's a huge weight off my shoulders, because I don't have to come up with mechanical consequences all the time. I will still sometimes, obviously, because I'm not going to leave you guys in a barren desert. But yeah, absolutely. And then this bit here, honestly, before because I had this encounter planned before Ron unfortunately got fired from his last job. The original plan was for you to sort of band together and chase off this thing and then run away before he really came back, because he's supposed to toy with you. He's an archfey, right? And you're supposed to kind of take advantage of that hubris, basically. But then he damaged Emery too much, and then Rod and I were like, "Hey, there's an opportunity here," and I was like, "Perfect."
Yep.
There were. I think I was telling everybody in a break that the nuts and bolts behind this is that we had a couple of things that Vernon could do in the situation based on what happens with the Feylord there, and if, for instance, they had managed to lose all of their legendary reactions and saving throws and stuff like that, then Vernon could try to do something without really getting too much opposition from the Feylord themselves. And you all acted remarkably well in that case, although Emery almost flat out died. So
Yep.
Yeah, that was not ideal.
Almost slurped myself into the void. Yippee!
Oh. Here's a nice question. Hold on. I lost it. There it is. Supernova is asking, what is What's Left of Us crew's favorite desserts? I imagine this is us as people specifically, not our characters. What's our favorite dessert?
Revenge.
It is a plate best served cold. But then again, so is gazpacho soup.
Yep. And ice cream.
Well, you probably won't eat it off a plate, though. You'll probably eat it out of a bowl. I'm not actually a huge dessert person. I am not super into sweets. So most of the time, I either like super dark chocolate that is like so dark that it's incredibly bitter, or I really like sour candies. But I also like tart things like cherry pie. Super fucking into cherry pie. But where we live, we have a chocolatier basically down the street. And they make these little like mini chocolate covered marshmallows that are just incredible. But they also have like chocolate covered raspberries and stuff that I really like because again, they're tart. I hope that was enough of a question to give people who are actually into sweets more time to think of their answers.
I'm also not really a sweets person. But I guess if we're opening the field to candy, the answer would be Skittles. if we're just talking like baked good desserts or just something you would have as an actual course of a dinner, I'd probably like a Nanaimo bar. If I doubt Americans know what that is, or just a
Nanaimo
carrot
bars.
cake.
Yeah, Nanaimo bars are great. Yeah. Look up a
Would you,
Nanaimo bar.
Can you spell that? I don't know.
And-
Absolutely not.
Okay, no, you're right. The secret stays with the Canadians.
It's
let me
no.
let me try and figure it out.
You didn't ask would you spell it. You asked can you, and I answered correctly.
I actually was very close.
Oh.
I just put an extra I in there. I thought it was like
Okay.
NAI, but no, it's NANAI.
Nanaimo. Yeah.
So they're like layer cookies.
Yeah, basically.
Essentially, yeah.
Cool.
But the layers are all very good.
Mhm.
Nice.
Star likes those bad flavored jelly beans.
No, I don't. Shut up.
Oh yeah.
That was one time, and I still have most of that box. It was for charity, okay? The fucking beans. But real answer, I, unlike the other two folks who have gone already, I have like 6 different sweet tooths. I'm if I could subsist entirely off of sweets, I would. I'm like the chocolate muffin for breakfast type of person. If I had to narrow it down to a favorite, I like stuff with like fruit flavorings in it. Like I've been getting these apple turnovers from the bakery at my grocery store, and they're so freaking good. But my parents will tease me about this all day because they know how much I hated my job at the Cheesecake Factory. But there was one cheesecake there that actually is probably my favorite. It's like this chocolate peanut butter type of like cheesecake. It's so fucking good.
Star,
Yeah.
you said their name.
Yeah, this isn't my channel.
They're gonna come for you.
Bees Lake Phylactery. Fine, whatever.
It's the liches from Bees Lake.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the liches from Bees Lake. They're not here. I censored their name on my channel, but this isn't my channel. This is the D&D channel.
Yeah.
Bees Lake Phylactery can fuck off.
Right.
They locked me in the freezer. I get to yell about their bad business.
Yeah, you do.
Bunch of dicks.
3 separate times I was locked in that freezer.
Vernon.
Ironically, I would say cheesecake. Just all kinds of cheesecake. I don't even really care. I agree about that chocolate peanut butter one from Cheesecake Factory. It's really pricey, but it's good.
Oh, it's like $7 a slice. It's worth it though.
Yeah. It's a little bit steep. A little bit steeper than the calorie count, if you know what I'm saying.
Listen, the trick is you work in the bakery section there, and sometimes they just let you take free cheesecake home.
I mean, I've thought about it. I've applied. They did not call me.
Oh. Well, I don't pay very well anyway. It was like $9 an hour when I worked there. That was in 2014, but still.
Yeah, I've checked relatively recently, and I don't think it changed very much since then. But what else? There was another thing that I had in mind, and now I can't think of it. But pretty much anything you throw a sweet at me, I'll probably eat it happily. But cheesecake is number 1.
Right. Mine is the most complicated because I love all those things. However, I'm lactose intolerant, and because of dental trauma, I can't have much sugar because it hurts. So my wife is going to be wild with this because everyone knows my favorite food is pie. But that is not a dessert. Pie is life. So that's not my dessert option.
Pie is all the time food.
Pie is all the time food. First of all, pie goes well with everything, and there's a type of pie for whatever you want. Pie is the best food. My favorite dessert, my favorite confectionery was from when I was a kid, and my friend, if he is watching this, will probably laugh his ass off. It's something his mother used to make called nummy bars. And it is like you make it as though it were a brownie in like a pan and everything like that, and it's composed mostly of marshmallows and caramel and like there's another like sort of sauce in there. I can't remember what it is exactly. It is a secret family recipe. I will never be able to know it, but I have begged him to like, can you get your mom to give you the family nummy bar recipe so I can come over to your house and I can have nummy bars again, because I haven't had them since I was a teenager before my dental surgery, and I want to know if it kills me, and I'll be so sad if it does, because the nummy bars were nummy. They were delicious. They were.
Oh, that's why they're called that.
Yeah.
Oh,
I didn't know until I was in my 20s, and one day I had an existential freak out, and I was like, that's why they're called that. Yeah, Dawn is saying I thought beaver tails, and absolutely beaver tails are delicious, but they're also, I had a beaver tail once that had like cheese and tomato sauce and garlic on it, and it was delicious, but that's not a dessert.
Oh, can I ask
That's
a question about
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Mildred, did you not have beaver tails down where you were?
Oh no, I've had beaver tails.
Okay.
I've never had a savory beaver tail because that's a sin against man and God.
And hello, Jeebus. I'm here to sin again. It's
Okay. The follow up that is only going to be funny for some folks. What about the beaver nuggets, though? These
Yeah, okay.
heathens don't know about Buc-ee's. And I was trying to explain it to them in the chat the other day, and they were like, "What the fuck is that?" And I'm like, "It's Buc-ee's. It's a Southern family treat."
So
Okay.
I'll be real. When you shared the picture, I thought that they were basically like corn nuts.
They basically are. They're like big.
Well,
corn
no,
nuts.
because you
They have-
said like corn pops and corn nuts are entirely different.
Yeah.
Okay,
different.
fine. Well, they're like corn puffs, corn like. it's
Are
like-
they puffs or are they nuts?
They're nuggets.
Yeah, so are they corn nuts?
They about have the consistency of Cheetos.
Oh, so yeah, they're
That's a
not corn
puff.
nuts.
You're
Okay.
talking about a puff.
Yeah.
It's a beaver puff. Does
Yeah,
it?
so
My question is, does it taste like beaver?
No, it tastes like, well, okay, so the thing is, I've never eaten the original ones. I've only had the flavored ones, but they come in a variety of flavors. Like, I got the cinnamon sugar ones because, as I mentioned, I will eat anything with sweets in it. They also at the store had like a white cheddar flavor, which is going to be the kind I'm picking up next. They have like, I think they have some sort of spicy variety. Sea salt is definitely one of them. Just all sorts of flavors for your nuggies.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So just because there was some talk about not knowing what Buc-ee's is, I just want to point out that Buc-ee's is a collective delusion of people in the United States. Because Chad, if you've never heard of this restaurant, tell me if this seems realistic to you.
It's not a restaurant. It's a really fancy gas
It's an
station.
experience.
That too.
That specializes in serving specifically fried chicken and spaghetti.
Yeah. It's an
Now-
SCP. It's a full-on mimetic. Yeah.
Does that which like Occam's razor here? Which is more likely that restaurant exists or that like a bunch of people had a weird dream?
We're going to different Buc-ee's because the ones that are closest to me don't have restaurants. It's just like a big gas station. You can buy like breakfast tacos, and they have an entire wall of beef.
Oh, you know what? I'm
jerky.
thinking of Jollibee.
I was thinking that you were
Buc-ee's
thinking of my
lives.
house, but you know,
Yeah, Ron, when are you gonna show us the beef jerky wall, my guy?
it's once I can get a camera over there.
You have a
Beef
wall
jerky
of beef
wall.
jerky.
They do at Buc-ee's.
No, but
That's
it
why I
would be
sent
really
the
cool if
picture
I
of the
did.
beef jerky in the chat because it's Buc-ee's jerky.
None of them were wet. It's weird.
Yeah, none of
Yeah.
them were wet, Jay, because wet
All
beef
right.
jerky is a stupid
Let's-
thing.
Move on.
Famous
Let's move.
dry food.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank
But-
you, Mildred. Thank you.
Let's.
We got into a fight about this in our non-streamed campaign because Jay.
Do I
Jay
need
was like-
to go teacher mode and
Uh-oh.
pull this shit together?
Hands on hips, fingers on lips.
I
Oh
would
no,
like
I'm
to
not I'm not one of those. That's
Beef
that's
jerky is
demeaning.
not wet. That is all we. That is the end of the conversation.
Some would say it's defining quality.
Yeah, exactly, Jay.
Let me
All
tell you
right,
all.
let's circle back and make sure that we're all on the same page.
I think we are.
here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Another thing that I forgot to say earlier
Ron?
is what?
Is this important?
It's an answer to the question.
Yeah.
Another thing that the Canadians have been hiding from us Americans is coffee crisps, which I
guys
just
don't have
started eating
those?
recently. They're not as
Coffee crisp.
prevalent as you might think.
It's a
Apparently,
nice light snack.
yeah.
That's
It's
the
a
official
delicious.
slogan of Coffee Crisp.
It's
by the way.
a coffee flavored toffee wafer bar. It's delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
That
amazing.
sounds amazing. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's in the international section at Wegmans. So
I
if
will
you
say
have a Wegmans,
the best way to eat a coffee crisp, if you're eating a full size one, you're doing it wrong. You got to get the
Mhm.
little Halloween ones. Those
Yes,
are
100%. They're
shit.
best at bite sized. Yeah.
well,
Yep.
I'm going to have to keep that in mind because I've just been buying full size ones.
But Zoe is correct. It is now 5 o'clock, and that means it is time for us to kind of wind down, as it were. Obviously, we missed having our good friend Jinx here. Her internet decided to take a massive dump at the very end there. At the very least, she was able to play most of the episode with us, which was very nice. If any of you have questions for Maldris, I told her we would let you folks, if you want to just ask questions, go ahead and ask it in Stars What's Left of Us Discord, and or in mine if you happen to go over to the Fun Pit, the Iron Oaks or Jaycorn's Fun Pit, which is in the linked in my channel here. You can ask just in general chat there, and I'm sure Jinx will be able to see it, and we'll answer and ask any questions there once she has her internet back up. Send her lots of love, because that was very frustrating for her to lose internet at the very end there on an episode that was very Maldris heavy in general. But yeah, folks, it was a fun episode. I hope you all
Fun's a
enjoyed
word.
it.
Yep.
Yeah, fun is a word.
An adjective that one
Fun
might
is a
use to
word.
describe
Yeah.
things.
Absolutely. Our next episode will be on September 29th, I believe. Yep, September 29th. Where we will be making an excuse for why Star won't be there on October, the last of October, because she has another con, I think.
The last one for a while because I'm taking a break.
Also,
Evan's gonna
I mean,
reach out
honestly,
to
we're
the
probably
trade
just
world,
gonna
be
have
like,
we're just gonna probably have a Halloween one shot or something like that. I got something.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
I love doing some spooky Halloween stuff. Yeah, I think that's about it. Unless anyone has anything else, any burning questions, I think we kind of ran the well dry on wet jerky. And then we are going to we're going to say that's it for now, everybody. Wish Ron the best, and we will see more of him, I'm sure, during what we can do for the next month or so. We'll see. And you
I'll
all
be in
have
the
yourself
Discord.
a very good. Oh, wait a second. We should tell everybody where we can find each other, because I completely forgot about
Oh,
that part.
Yeah.
Ron, now since you're going away, you're first. Where can folks find you?
Anywhere that you can look on social media, I will probably be at Megaron TV, except for on Blue Sky, where I'm at Megaron. You can also find my podcast, Just a Little Guy, at justalittleguypod.com. There is lots of stuff there, and by lots of stuff, I mean 4 episodes, because I just started it, but you'll really enjoy it. I've so far
Very
had
funny.
Jay on, I've had Zoe on, I've had Star on. There's many other people who are going to be on as well, so
Future
check that out.
episodes.
Lots of people are talking about it.
For Just a Little Guy.
yeah, subscribe to youtube.com/at just a little guy pod. Yes.
And that's Lil like the rapper, not
Yes, that's
Or-
Lil, as in if you wanted to summon a demon and you were really lazy about it, and so instead of calling it Lilith, you called it Lil. I got there eventually.
Simplest way to remember it for sure.
It was a journey, but I liked it. Yeah, like a two memory. Mildred.
I am the Thought Slime. I am available wherever slimes are sold. You can find me YouTube, Twitch, the platform formerly known as Twitter. Whatever you got, I'm there. You can't escape me. I'm right behind you. The end.
Yeah. Star.
Hello. I am the Starfish Face on just about everything. I am mostly active on Twitter/Blue Sky. Fuck. Twitter/Blue Sky, because I've just been cross-posting my bird ramblings to the Sky Rambling app. I'm also on YouTube. I stream there, and I have YouTube videos that come out every other Monday. I'm very, very close to 100K. So I mean, if you haven't subscribed already, maybe do that. Maybe go do that.
Yes.
I also have a webcomic called Cast Off. So if you like seeing fantasy people being sad, you should go check that out.
Who would do that? and watch us.
Who would? I no idea. No idea. It's a ridiculous sentiment.
Mhm. Zoe, you have not only lots of stuff going on, but it's something going on immediately after the stream.
Yeah, so I'm Zoe B. You can find me on YouTube at Zoe B. Just search it and I'll be there. But I have a video premiering at 6 o'clock Eastern time that's in about an hour that is about PragerU and looking at it pedagogically because they are in schools in Texas and Florida now, which is wild. So I
Bad.
looked at the stuff that they have available and it sucks and I don't know. It's a fun video. You should watch it when it comes out in about an hour. And that's it.
Beautiful, beautiful. My good friend with the Wild Jinx, you can find her on the sites formerly known as Twitter and Twitch under the same name, Wild Jinx or Wild Jinx Gaming. Yeah, she usually streams alongside of us while we do this, and her point of view is her crocheting something typically. So that's fun to watch if you want to watch what this show is, but also the craft. So you should all give her a quick follow if that's something that seems to interest you. And then finally, it is me. You have found me. This is the channel I operate on. I do this. You have the Jaycorn TV on Twitch, and here we have finally reached 1,000 subs. We are going to be doing more content now because we are getting monetization. Thank you all so very much. If you want to support the channel more so than simply giving us your eyeballs, you can go to our Ko-Fi, ko-fi.com/@the-Jaycorn, I believe. We have 3 members already. Thank you so much to Schlups, Jared Sadewater, and Med and Math. Thank you all so much. You are helping us to continue. But honestly, every little bit helps, folks. You can help however you would like, including just liking and subscribing, maybe even dropping a comment below this video so it gets a little bit more engagement. That is a tremendous amount of help. Thank you all so much. And that means that should be all of it. Yes.
I got the Streambot to work.
You did it!
I got it to work. I just realized it's like, wait, if it has links in the messages, then Stream Elements might not be an approved user to post links. I fixed it.
Just in time.
Just in time for it to work. Congratulations. All right, everybody.
We have
No,
exclamation point
it's
commands in
good. We
YouTube
wanted
now.
a nice excitable way to end the stream instead of the sadness. We'll see you all next episode. Have a good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.